the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker,
Play BBC Radio Surrey,
and on your radio.
The sounds of Surrey is
BBC Radio Surrey.
At 12 o'clock with the latest BBC News, I'm Caroline Rundell. Pope Francis has died at the age of 88. He died at his residence in the Vatican. His death comes a day after he appeared in St. Peter's Square to wish Happy Easter to thousands of worshippers. The Bishop of Arundel and Brighton, Richard Moth, told us about his legacy.
For me, I think one of the greatest things that the Holy Father has left us is a sense of globalization in a way. I mean, reference has been made to the appointment of cardinals from different parts of the world. I don't think that's particularly unusual because it reflects where the church is, if you like. We need cardinals representing the whole world, and where the church is at its strongest and numerically, those people must be represented. And that wasn't always the case in the past.
Gatwick Airport has retained its position as the UK's worst airport for delays. On average, flights were more than 23 minutes behind schedule, a slight improvement on the previous year. Analysis suggests new solar power and wind farms have made the UK less reliant on imported electricity. A non-profit organisation, the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit, estimates that last year just over half the UK's electricity came from domestic sources. Trevor Hutchings from the trade body, the Association for Renewable Energy and Clean Technology, says consumers will see lower bills as a result of the transition.
One of the challenges we have in the UK is our market is very much tied to that international gas market. So international gas prices are actually affecting the price that we pay for renewable electricity. And the government's got a big challenge in its hands now to move the market such that the consumer feels that renewable net zero dividend by decoupling our market from international gas price.
The success of Farnham men's football and rugby teams are being celebrated today. An open top bus tour is planned for both of who won their respective leagues this season. Fiona McCarthy reports.
The afternoon starts with Farnham Town Football Club kicking off their match against Hartley Wintney at the Memorial Ground at 1. Then at 3 o'clock, Farnham Rugby Club sets off for an open-top bus tour, making its way to Castle Street for celebrations. After their match at 4 o'clock, the football team, players and staff will set off on the bus to Castle Street as well. People will then get the chance to meet the two league-winning teams and see their trophies.
Elsewhere in sport, Woking-based McLaren driver Oscar Piastri won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix to go top of the Drivers' Championship. Surrey teammate Lando Norris was fourth. In cricket, Sussex and Surrey County Championship match at Hove looks to be heading for a draw heading into the final day. Surrey are 390 for 3 in their first innings, trailing Sussex by 45 runs. And the weather, cloudy with a few light patches of rain, sunny intervals and highs of 13. For an update anytime, you can ask your smart speaker to play BBC News.
Sports Special with Tim Dorrans, BBC Radio Surrey Sport.
Caroline, yes, thank you very much indeed. A very good afternoon. I'm Tim Dorrans. Welcome to a 6-hour bank holiday sporting special as promotion and relegation gets ever nearer. So Crawley Town have 3 games left to try and pull off the great escape to stay in League One. After an impressive point at Birmingham City, the champions on Saturday, it is quite simply win or bust at home to Exeter City this afternoon. A year on from 3 final matches, of course, for Scott Lindsay's side in a very different situation.
When you're in the playoffs, you're playing for a promotion, which is a success. Staying in the division is not a success, it's a must. We've got to do our very best in these next 3 games, but no, completely different feeling. But I kind of get where you're coming from, but it is a different feeling.
In the National League, Woking and Aldershot Town have both flirted with relegation this season, both almost safe. And Woking's Aidan O'Brien says they're ready to try and finish the job today, beginning in the lunchtime derby with, who knows, guess, the local rivals, the Shots.
Yeah, we keep fighting. We know what we need to do. You know, we're 3 unbeaten now. We just got to keep going. You know, we've got a lot of experience. We've also got a lot of youth, and we're just trying to get the balance right and just keep fighting together and staying together as a team. Because at the moment, as you can see how tight it is down there, you know, it's all about that togetherness and sticking together and putting in the second half performance for a full 90 minutes, and we should be okay.
That's a 12:30 kick-off at 3 today, a pivotal game in the destiny of 3 local clubs all fighting for promotion up into the National League. If Mark White's Dorking Wanderers can beat the leaders Worthing, they'll throw the whole 6-team battle for the title wide open with a game to play.
Worthing, one of a few teams, in my opinion, that have got the choke out. They're not having an incredible time, really. Neither have we. They're part of this kind of like dogfight. 2-3 points between 5 or 6 teams. I think that it's going to go down to the final day, whether we're in it or Worthing are or whoever.
It's going to the wire. Worthing Dorking live on the BBC Sport website from 3. Kevin Anderson will follow Eastbourne Borough to Salisbury City. They need 3 points to take it to the final day as well. Agent Harms at Hove today for the final day of Sussex versus Surrey in Cricket's County Championship. We'll reflect on Oscar Piastri's 3rd Grand Prix win of the season already. He's top of the Drivers' Championship. All that plus some great music from now to 6 o'clock tonight on BBC Radio Surrey.
Sports Special with Tim Dorrans.
Yes, happy Easter to you once again. Let's just update you then on that cricket score. It's moved on a little bit from Caroline's score a moment ago. Sussex, remember, making a massive 435 all out in their first innings. It took them 2 days, though, to do it. Surrey have batted for a day and a quarter and have now just passed Sussex. Surrey 439 for 6, so they got a small lead of 4 runs. That game very much heading for a draw, but both sides finding some decent form. Both sides now looking like potential championship material. Sussex promoted, of course. Surrey looking for a 4th successive title. But as we're seeing this week, Sussex ain't easy to beat. Cracking stuff. We'll hear from Adrian from around 2 o'clock throughout the afternoon from Hove. But without further ado, let's go to the Laithwaite Community Stadium and say a very good afternoon to our commentary team this afternoon. Steve Gibbs, long-time Shots fan, has worked at the club for many years. He's alongside Tom Mitchell, our commentator this afternoon. Tom, we'll do team news in a moment's time, but it's got the real ingredients for a cracker, isn't it? And of course, the shadow of that Aldershot win in the FA Trophy, I guess. Revenge perhaps in the air for the Cards as well today.
Yeah, I think so. Though Neil Arley's been very, very calm about it. He just said it just need to play the game, not the occasion. They put that Aldershot game to bed. But I think deep down, inside the dressing room, there will be wanting revenge so much. And again, obviously there was the controversial Harry Bruton red card. Again, obviously we'll move on to see me shortly, but Theo Widrington actually on the bench today, which is an interesting one. But yeah, I can't wait for this one. This is going to be a crack again. Both sides almost safe in the table. It was a big point, I must say, for the Cards at Maidenhead on Monday, on Friday, 2-0 down. It was looking pretty bleak after now. We weren't really creating much, and then just flick of a switch, Lewis Walker pulled one back and Woking just picked up the momentum, got a big point. But this is the big one. This means everything to both sets of fans, and you know, I think for both managers this is absolutely massive as well. Again, very, very proud football men, and you know that they'll want to be managing the side that wins today. And again, it's the build-up has been huge for this. That all the Aldershot fans are now on the opposite side, and already the chants are starting. You can just feel that anticipation in the air. So a real cracker in store. And if Woking were to win, they'd be all but safe, and Aldershot will officially be safe with a victory. So all to play for down the bottom of the National League, and bragging rights on the line today as well.
Brilliant. Well, we'll get that team news. I just want to say good afternoon to Steve Gibbs. Steve, pleasure to have you on our broadcast today. And I know you have a Shots hat on, but looking at both clubs, are we saying they are almost safe? The Shots can be today. And also, what a remarkable achievement that is for both sides. They've had to dig deep, and they've done it, haven't they?
They have, absolutely. It's been pretty tumultuous seasons for both sides. And yeah, both managers obviously will say, play the game, not the occasion, that it's just another fixture, that it doesn't matter what the colour shirt is in opposition, it's just 11 against 11. But yeah, I think they're struggling to keep the lid on both dressing rooms, I would expect, particularly Woking. they will feel aggrieved and queuing to come in this afternoon. Most of the talk was about the semi-final and about one man, Theo Widrington, who's not even involved for Aldershot Town this afternoon, amongst 6 changes by Tommy Widrington, and I think that is a wise move. It takes the heat away from him, who is a combustible character, and I think it helps Woking as well, that they will be able to focus more on the game and hopefully make it a better spectacle. As much as a local derby can ever be a good footballing spectacle, it always seems to be more of a playground scrap than a professional football match. Any local derby wherever in the world, but yeah, I think it's set up really nicely. Both teams with a win will be safe, but also local bragging rights probably take precedence even over that.
Wonderful stuff, that's Steve Gibbs. We're going to hear from our resident Woking fan this afternoon, John Moore, in a moment's time. They're going to be swapping headphones, but let us talk to let's get that team news then from Tom Mitchell. Little hint there from Steve Gibbs, a number of changes for Aldershot. How are the two teams lining up this afternoon, Tom?
So starting with Woking, 3 changes made by Neil Ardley. So Dan Moss, Adam Chickson into the side, and Timmy Olasina, Dion Kelly-Evans and Ini Effiong all miss out. So that, again, that's a huge blow for Woking, not having Olasina and Effiong in that side again. Real key players. So the lineup and full for Woking is Will Jaskalainen in goal. Back 3 of Dan Moss, Chinwike Coley and Tunji Akinola, with Tariq Hyde, Adam Chickson the wing backs, and Jamie Andrews and Del Gorman are in midfield, with Aidan O'Brien, Sam Ashford and Lewis Walker up top. As for the shots, a lot of changes made, 6 to be exact. Ellison, Frost, Tetek, Anderson, Gandor and Thomas all into the side in place of Mullins, Widrington, Corbett, Barrett, Henry and Barham. So a lot of key attackers in Aldershot's armour on the bench this afternoon, but again, yeah, that's a really strong bench for the shots. And lineup in full is Marcus Dewhurst in goal, looks to be back 3, Will Armitage, Dan Ellison and Luca Woodhouse. Ryan Jones and Tyler Frost are the wing backs, with Keane Anderson and Dejan Tetek in the centre. Aaron Jones just in behind, Hady Gandor and Kwame Thomas up front.
There we go, that's the team news this afternoon. You can hear full live commentary here on the radio, on BBC Radio Surrey. It's online via the BBC Sport website. You can take it wherever you want to go this afternoon. If you've got stuff you have to do on Bank Holiday Monday, you might be off to Farnham to cheer on the Farnham rugby and the Farnham football teams, but you can hear commentary, you can hear our show this afternoon on the BBC Sport mobile app. You can take it anywhere in the country. Indeed, today's commentary, rights free anywhere in the world. But let's say a very warm welcome, someone I've known, quarter of a century, John Moore. A very good afternoon, John.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Well, you and I have been through a lot with Woking. This is a season they'll never forget, but it's a season that, despite the disappointment of the trophy defeat, looks like it might end up on the up. A brand new owner, a new manager who's brought a new life into the team, and looks like you're almost safe, John.
Absolutely, but as you rightly say, you know, when you think of Woking, you don't really want to get too far ahead of yourself, because there's always a downturn not far away. But yes, trying to look on the bright side, the points you've made are very valid. Neil Ardley's come in, he's steadied the ship, he's done a great job, and obviously the key will be what his budget is and the players that he's able to sign. But things look like they're on the up.
And what both clubs have got now are canny managers, aren't they? I mean, no disrespect to the previous manager at Woking, but he was, you know, great player, but new in the job. You've got a canny manager with Tommy Winter and a canny manager with Neil Ardley. Both have seen it, done it before, and are keeping their sides in this division.
Yeah, absolutely. And in a way, they're almost sort of old-fashioned managers, in the sense they come from, you know, they're not sort of big on coaching. They're what I call proper managers, a bit like Gary Hill was, for example.
Yeah, I don't think either of them use the word process, do they, John?
No, they don't. But, you know, nonetheless, it does annoy me. They talk about the group these days rather than the squad. It really winds me up, but never mind.
Oh, get it off your chest, John. It's Easter. Come on. Well, let's we're going to talk a lot to all of you about substitutes, but while you're here in the show with the headphones, we're going to talk We're going to hear from Will Armitage. We're going to hear from Aidan O'Brien in a moment's time. The Woking changes in January, how key were they when Neil Ardley put his stamp on the squad, and the type of players he brought in? It's obviously in the FA Young has been key, but and is that the direction he's going to take it next season, do you think?
Well, you would think so. Obviously things needed freshening up, and you have to say all their signings really have been spot on. I really like Tariq Hines, for example.
Yes.
And you know, he was picked up from Braintree, I think it was, and he's come in and he kind of exemplifies the sort of canniness in terms of the players that they've signed.
That is John Moore, a long-time Woking fan. He'll be a part of our commentary team this afternoon as well. But let us reflect then on Woking, who, of course, came back from the dead on Saturday to get another vital point with Aidan O'Brien getting the big goal.
So Gorman just clips it in. Header from Walker goes in! And Woking have a lifeline here. 2-1 now. Great header there for Lewis Walker at the back post. Just over an hour gone here at York Road. Mainhead 2, Woking 1. Effion can't win the flick on, headed away. Relati Fairweather only as far as Gorman. Now Gorman sending the delivery towards their post. O'Brien flicks it towards goal. Oh, that's outstanding! That's outstanding from Aidan O'Brien, and Woking are level. A delivery for Del Gorman, and a piece of brilliance there for Aidan O'Brien at the near post. Flicked it brilliantly across the face of goal. It was a wonderful improvised finish, and this game completely turned on its head as the Woking fans are belting out yellows in front of us, and it is the yellows are drawn level. It's game on here at York Road.
Yeah, brilliant commentary there from Tom Mitchell, who's on the mic again today. Aidan O'Brien then, the former Millwall Academy player, getting that goal late on against Maidenhead. He'd come, of course, from League of Ireland champion Shelbourne in the winter. He's been speaking after Saturday's dramatic 2-2 comeback and getting that equaliser. He spoke with Tom afterwards.
Yeah, we keep fighting. We know what we need to do. You know, we're 3 unbeaten now. We just got to keep going. You know, we've got a lot of experience. We've also got a lot of youth, and we're just trying to get the balance right and just keep fighting together and staying together as a team. Because at the moment, as you can see how tight it is down there, you know, it's all about that togetherness and sticking together and putting in the second half performance for a full 90 minutes, and we should be okay.
It's great for you to be back from injury now as well, looking to just get that run of games going.
Yeah, I've had a bit of a tough time here, you know, with a few niggles, you know, not having a pre-season, coming straight from Ireland. You know, they finished their season in November, so I had about 5 weeks off, and then come straight into a full season. It was quite tough on the body, and picked up a few niggles, and thankfully I've worked hard to get over that now. I feel fit, and 3 more games left. Hopefully I can put in another 3 more good shifts and see if I can help the team anymore.
Yeah, overall, how have you found your time at Woking since joining in the winter?
Yeah, loved it. As I said, apart from the little niggles that I've had due to not being, you know, fully match fit, I've loved every minute of it. The boys, the staff, the fans, the atmosphere, the people. You know, it's been a breath of fresh air. You know, coming back from Ireland to here, really, really enjoying it. And I just want to give my all for the last 3 games and see what happens.
In the first of those 3 games, big one on Easter Monday against Aldershot in the derby.
Yeah, listen, second half now sets us up good to kind of, you know, rest, recover tomorrow and Sunday, and get working Sunday and go again on Monday. You know, because at the end of the day, we can't play how we did in the first half against Aldershot, because we'll get beat. You know, that's the reality of it. So we all know that now. It's a learning curve. We always have to take learning from whatever happens in games. Positive second half, and we can go home now knowing that we've had a big second half and we ended the game well.
That's the experienced 31-year-old at Woking, Aidan O'Brien, talking to Tom. Well, Aldershot done something very different. They brought in 3 young on loan centre halves. Let's hear from one of those, Will Armitage, 20 years of age, and he's been speaking to Rob Worrell.
If ever you were going to pick a loan spell, this has been a good one, an exciting one for you, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been really happy with my time here so far, and we've got a lot more to look forward to with Wembley coming up, and a lot more to achieve.
You're a defender, and let's talk about the elephant in the room. There's a lot of defending to do in this Aldershot Town team, isn't there, because of the way you play? Yeah, it's something that I've tried to embrace and try to keep improving in my game. And I think being here, as you said, I've had to do a lot of that, and I think it has improved me mentally and physically. No, absolutely. You got your first goal for the Shots, I think, in the FA Trophy, didn't you? Away at at Sittingbourne, and obviously some very big games coming up, but as Tommy always tells us, the most important one's the next game. The next game will be Woking away in the league on Easter Monday. Just what's your mindset going into that one?
To be fair, I think me and the team, we have to take it game by game. As you said, finish this game now, we're straight on to Woking on Monday, and try and get a positive result like we did against them last time.
Yeah, it'll be a different atmosphere there to what it is here, but the whole game is a sellout and there'll be over 1,000 Shots fans. So I guess another experience you want to go and enjoy.
Oh yeah, definitely. All these experiences are massively beneficial to me, and the fans are so good here and supportive, and feel like it is the extra man at times. And yeah, so it'll be another great experience, and hopefully we can reward them with another win.
Great to hear there from Will Armitage. Steve Gibbs is alongside Tom Mitchell this afternoon. Yeah, those three very young centre-halves, but they could turn out to be very, very good in their trade. So maybe you've got the best of them learning their trade, Steve.
Absolutely, yeah. I think they've had to come in. Aldershot Town still have 5 defenders out injured, so their arrival has been entirely necessary. They are young players, and we fully expect them to go on and have really impressive professional careers, whether that's at Aldershot Town or elsewhere, back with their parent clubs. Will Armitage's arrival was really interesting, that he played against Aldershot Town for Southampton under-21s in the National League Cup. So Tommy had a chance to see him in a competitive environment, not the relatively staid environment of the academy structure. So he could see Will Armitage against the likes of Jack Barham and think, well, you're good enough for us. And individually and collectively, they have been excellent. They've been outstanding. Yes, Aldershot Town have still got the 4th worst defence in the National League, and as Rob said to Will in that interview, you're going to have to do a lot of defending in this team, because Tommy Widrington is the sort of manager that just says, okay, we may concede 3, but we'll go and score 4 at the other end. And they like to have that chaotic element to the game where they're really quick on the transition. And I think a couple of other Aldershot Town defenders that started the season aren't playing now because they didn't fit into that system. And one characteristic of all 3 of those loanees is that they're good on the ball. They're not just strong, solid defenders, they're good on the ball, and they can launch those counter-attacks, and that's a huge part of Tommy's game. And yeah, they've been excellent. It's a fantastic occasion, the sort of occasion that, again, you don't get in academy football. A sold-out local derby, a febrile atmosphere, 3 points on the line, National League safety on the line. It's a huge part in their development, and hopefully both sides are benefiting, Aldershot Town and the players themselves.
And what do you think he's done with the 6 changes? You talked about possibly protecting Theo Widrington after the semi-final and the trophy incident. Is it a bit of that, or is there a lot more going on? Is he already looking at Wembley and putting people in cotton wool? What's he doing today?
I don't think so. No, I think the 6 changes. I think
that could be a bad mistake,
front,
couldn't it? You know,
it could absolutely. Any key injuries here, and you're out more than a couple of weeks, and you suddenly think, well, I'm not going to be fit for Wembley. But I think the way Tommy says it is absolutely right, that he's picked 2 hard-running, hard-working, physical target men up front. He's got composure and technical ability in the midfield, which is going to be a real physical, competitive element. They will still miss the suspended Cameron Hargreaves in central midfield, but Tetek and Anderson, really good, composed players, good on the ball, able to take a touch where there's not much space, and hopefully calm the game down. And then they've got the first choice front 3 on the bench, Barrett, Barham and Henry, if they are needed against tiring legs, against maybe if it's been a really physical, typical local derby. You bring those players on to add a little bit of quality, a little bit of composure, that finishing ability, and that could prove the difference. And Tommy has said, I don't have a starting 11 and a subs bench. I have starters and finishers, more of a rugby union mentality of my finishers are as important or even more important than the players that start the game. Where a game now is lasting 95, 100 minutes, you need those players, and the experience of James Henry, the goal-scoring ability of Jack Barham, the audacious creativity of Josh Barrett I wouldn't be surprised if they're the ones writing the headlines this afternoon, even though they're not starting the game.
Steve, the players will be out any moment's time, so Tom, just cut in whenever they do. Very quickly, Steve, was it nearly 15,000 tickets sold for Wembley? I probably shouldn't mention that word on this broadcast for Paul Woking fans, but I think they won't begrudge Aldershot their day at Wembley. That just shows the support of the club around the world, Steve.
Absolutely, yeah, and you have to say huge credit to Woking. They are the FA Trophy past masters.
Yeah.
They've been there, done it several times over. I think there's a few Shots fans that do feel, well, it was finally their turn. They've been waiting 99 years to get to Wembley. But yeah, there are people, as we saw with the Tour of Duty, with the Stray Shots return a few weeks ago, people coming over from America, from the Far East, from Europe, from pretty much all points in the world. And they're going to be back again. They didn't expect to be back again. It's normally once every few seasons, once a decade, that they come back to the hometown. But everyone will be at Wembley, and I think the ticket sales have exceeded even the club's expectations. 15,000 within 48 hours. That's fantastic. And the Red and Blue Army at Wembley will be a real sight to see, and hopefully could be the difference between having a good day out and actually having something to show for it in a piece of silverware.
Wonderful. Steve Gibbs will be part of our team there. Tom Mitchell will be up there covering Whiteleaf for us there on the internet from 12:15 on the 11th on Sunday. Aldershot Town against Spennymoor Town live from 4:15. We'll have all the build up from 3. We'll be out in Wembley Way from 12. So it's going to be a special day. More details as we get nearer to that. But without further ado, this afternoon we are going to follow Dorking, who go to Worthing. Huge game at the top of National League South as they battle to get into National League, where it looks like they will be playing alongside Woking and Aldershot next season. A win today, Aldershot are safe. For Woking, Albert almost be there. It is the battle of the two local rivals. Your commentary team, as you heard, we've got John Moore, the Woking fan. We've got Steve Gibbs, he's wearing his Aldershot hat. And they're both on either side of Tom Mitchell, who's Mr. Neutral this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Tim. Well, just waiting for the teams to come out the tunnel here at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. What a clash this promises to be on Easter Monday. Woking against Aldershot Town. Again, both a point and a place separates them in the table. Both very, very close to securing safety. An Aldershot win will secure them safety. Woking will be all but safe if they can defeat their rivals. Again, very tight. And that sort of pack of the table from 11th down to 17th. So again, if Woking can win, they'll not just be all but be safe, but they can also now look to try and challenge the likes of Sutton, Yeovil and Eastleigh, sitting the likes of 12th, 13th and 14th place. And the same goes for Aldershot, of course, just sitting above Woking. Let's talk you through the two lineups before the teams come out the tunnel. So 3 changes made by Neil Arley, Dan Moss, Adam Chickson, and Dan Moss, Adam Chickson coming into the side this afternoon. Timmy Olasina, Dion Kelly-Everton in the Effiong coming out. So again, it's Sam Ashford coming into the lineup as well for Woking. So lineup in full as the two teams now just coming out the tunnel. Again, Aldershot in their yellow away strip. Again, the exact same which Woking had a few weeks back at the Ebb Stadium. So full lineup for Woking is Will Jaskalainen in goal. Back 3 of Dan Moss, Chinwake Kohli and Tunji Akinola. Tariq Hines and Adam Chickson are the wing backs. Jamie Andrews and Del Gorman are in the middle, and the attack is Aidan O'Brien, Lewis Walker and Sam Ashford. So huge blows for Woking, having Timmy Olasina in the Effiong out of the squad altogether. But a big boost for Woking though is Matt Ward is back on the bench. Moving on to the shots, and Mammoth 6 changes made. Again, the big headline team used Theo Widrington out the squad all together. So it's Ellison, Frost, Tetek, Anderson, Gandorn, Thomas all come to the side. For Mullins, Widrington, Corbett, Barrett, Henry and Barham. So that's some bench for Aldershot. So Marcus Dewhurst in goal. Have a back 3 of Will Armitage, Dan Ellison and Luca Woodhouse. Ryan Jones playing right wing back with Tyler Frost on the opposite side with Keen Anderson and Dejan Tetek in the middle. Aaron Jones just sitting in behind Hady Gandor and Kwame Thomas. Woking's bench is Ollie Webber, Matt Ward, Josh Asude. Again, what a weapon Josh Asude is to have off the bench. Jermaine Anderson, Dion Kelly-Evans, Frank Vincent, Charlie Sayers is back in the Woking squad again. As I mentioned, a very, very strong looking bench for Tommy Widrington's side. So goalkeeper Jordi van Stappershoff, Kai Corbett, Josh Barrett, Jack Barham, Max Mullins, James Henry and Manny Madger. So Woking and Aldershot just going for that quick warm-up before we get underway here. So I've got Steve Gibbs and John Moore alongside me. So Steve, I'll just get your final thoughts before we kick off here.
Yeah, I think absolutely fantastic occasion, but the game should also live up to it. Yes, it might be a really physical local derby with not much football played, but I think both teams have got the ability, both in their starting lineup and on the bench. And for Woking, it's great to see Matt Ward back after injury, and the real pocket rocket Joshua Osude to bring on. This one will go 90 minutes, but I would, if I had to say, I think I would go for a draw, but that's not sitting on the fence. Both teams have got it within them to sneak 3 points.
And John, if I could have your final thoughts before kick-off here. Again, a massive occasion, as it always is.
Yeah, absolutely, and Woking will be wanting to get revenge for what happened in the trophy, so it's all set for a big game, and of course Woking need the points as well to really make sure they're secure in this league.
Most certainly, so both sides just in their huddle at the moment here at the Layfair Community Stadium. Woking dispersed from there. The atmosphere is bouncing here from both sets of supporters. It's always a feisty team, Woking and Aldershot. This one just has a little bit more to it after that FA Trophy semi-final. So Aldershot to get us underway, shooting from left to right, straight away they're taunting the Woking fans, the Aldershot fans, chanting that they are off to Wembley. Again, 11th of May against Spennymoor Town. Again, what an occasion that will be, but their eyes are firmly focused on this big derby here. So Aldershot get us underway. What a way to start off. Again, Easter Monday sports special here on BBC Surrey. Long ball towards the right hand side, cleared away from Chickson straight away. There was just a nudge on Tunji Akinola by Kwame Thomas. So Will Jaskalainen already has the chance to look long here. Again, doesn't have any Effion to look for. Like usual, Jaskalainen looking for Walker, beating the air, breaks in the centre, hook forwards. Now further flicked on there from Jones, and now here's Dan Moss on the right hand side, just about pokes it forwards, then well cleared there down the left flank from Ryan Jones there, but straight away full-blooded stuff already. Darren Moss being chased down on the right hand side, does win a throw, and straight away Aldershot looking for the intent with the press. Dan Moss to take the throw here on the right hand side, release it towards Ashford, can't win the flick on Walker across, and it was just a little clash there between Lewis Walker and Dan Ellison, but here's a throw for Woking. Ellison did really well just to get across. So again, Woking line up the long throw here on the right hand side for Jamie Andrews to release it. Woking looking to get off to the perfect start here, have a chance to put some early pressure on. So Jamie Andrews launches a throw towards near post. Aldershot get it clear, bounces in the middle towards Akinola, being hunted down, lifts it towards the right hand side. Andrews wins the header, drops it to Walker. Andrews goes down. There was a clash there with Tyler Frost, and Andrews now back on his feet here, which is good seeing. Looks to be a free kick given in Woking's favour. So a bright start from the Cards, Steve.
Absolutely, yeah. I thought the referee had let play on there, but he's obviously waited to see if any advantage accrued and then pulled it back. And Andrews' long throw is a big feature of Woking's play, and Aldershot Town conceding lots of goals. You want to get the ball into the box as quickly as possible.
Long throw came in, flicked on from Walker. Here's Ashford left hand side the box, holds up, clips into centre. We'll find Walker, so early pressure here from the Cards. Andrews inside right edge of the box towards the back post, on a chance here, and it's in! Tariq Hines to the back post! What a start for Woking! It's lift off at the Laythwaite Community Stadium. A ball lifted in for the inside right edge of the box from Andrews. It dropped to Tariq Hines, who finished home into the bottom corner. John, perfect start for the Cards.
Yeah, brilliant start, as you say. Fantastic finish from Tariq Hines. He really kept his composure, got the ball Beautiful first touch and drilled it low and hard into the bottom corner. Dream start for the Cards.
Certainly was a lovely delivery there from Jamie Andrews into fit Tariq Hines. He smashed home, and Steve, again, plenty of time to come back for Aldershot, but certainly not the start they wanted.
Absolutely not, no, not in the script for Aldershot Town at all. But once again, as good as those three central defenders have been individually and collectively, there has been a soft underbelly at Aldershot Town in recent weeks. Particularly, they conceded 7 at York, and a lot of those goals were of their own doing. They were the authors of their own downfall many times up in Yorkshire, and again so it is this afternoon in the opening 3 minutes. Jamie Andrews' long throw is not a secret weapon. You watch Woking for the slightest amount of time, you know that that's their weapon. You've got to deal with those aerial balls. They didn't. It dropped at the far post. Hines was able to ghost in beyond the far post, and a good finish, but a relatively easy, unopposed finish. And yeah, surely Aldershot Town should have been warned about those attacking threats. They should be aware of them, and if they were, it's a dereliction of duty.
Tommy Widgerson won't be pleased at all. Just a bit of delay in getting back underway. There's a flare thrown on the pitch from the Woking end, but again the KRE in full voice now. Again, still waiting to get back underway. Referee Aaron Farmer just checking that everything's fine, and Ryan Jones can kick us back off. And what a start for Woking. 4.5 minutes on the clock. Tariq Hines with the opening goal, and we're back on the way now. Dewhurst flicks it up in the air from Jones' start, headed away there from Macaulay. And then Andrews gets to it after heavy touch there on the far side from Jones. Aaron Jones has it back in the middle there for Tetek, Dejan Tetek. Out here to the left. Here's Frost. Frost now plays it back inside left midway in the Woking half. Is Woodhouse. 10. Aldershot just recompose themselves. Frost in the middle. There was a challenge there from O'Brien. Results in a free kick for the Shots, and played and filled there by Frost, and O'Brien just with the late clip. And now shot low towards goal. It took a deflection, and it will be a corner kick for Aldershot. Jones let fly. Central position. Mind the target. It did just take a little nick on the way through. So Aldershot looking for an immediate response here. Corner to be taken here on the right hand side. Aldershot's 5.5 minutes played. Woking 1. Aldershot Town with Tariq Hines with the opener. Aaron Jones delivers, punched away from Jaskalainen. Frost now taking a few steps back, composing himself out in the centre circle here. Long diagonal from Ryan Jones, and in the end that just bounces back here to Will Jaskalainen. And Woking off to that perfect start. Aldershot just putting a little bit of pressure on there, and looking for that immediate response here. 6 minutes played, Woking 1, Aldershot Town 0. Jaskalainen goes long. It is Chickson. Clips it down left now. O'Brien. Back here with Chickson. Ball just comes off O'Brien from Chickson's pass. Andrews lifts it forwards. Dealt with there from Armitage. Chickson heads back forwards. Now Armitage wins his aerial duel again. Put forwards down the far side for Thomas to chase. Thomas has it down now. Here's Eddie Gandor, edge of the box. Gandor gets in the air. Gandor cuts it back. He's taking it out of play in the end. That is a goal kick to Aldershot Town.
Good response from the Shots, but not finding the Woking defence in as charitable mood as the Shots defence was in the opening couple of minutes. But yeah, you can immediately see Marcus Dewhurst is going long, and where you've got Thomas and Gandor up front against the Woking back three, they're both big, strong, workhorse target men, and that looks to be Aldershot Town's tactic. Get the ball forward and allow Gandor and Thomas to hopefully run this Woking defence ragged and almost batter them into submission.
Throw for Woking. Jaskalainen's goal kick, well won there from Armitage. Certainly a huge presence in the air, winning his aerial duel so far. Just over 7 minutes played here at the Laythwaite Community Stadium. So far so good for Woking on Derby Day. Tariq Hines with the early opener. So throw for Chickson to take. Short to O'Brien, return back to Chickson. Again lifts it down the far side flank. Header well won there by Armitage once more. And then a free kick given away by Ryan Jones on the far side. On Aidan O'Brien. Ryan Jones absolutely furious with that. But there wasn't really much contact there on Aidan O'Brien. So a free kick for Dale Gorman to deliver, and he certainly has Top delivery in his locker. Out on the left-hand side. About midway into the Aldershot half. So can Woking cause more issues from set pieces here. They're leading by a goal to nil. 8 minutes gone here at the Laythwaite Community Stadium. So Del Gorman. In-swing delivery from the left. O'Brien can't get to it. Intercepted there from Thomas. Now carries it out the box. O'Brien chasing him down. Just pulling back Thomas there. Good contest between the two. And then cleared forwards by Aaron Jones. And a foul there on Del Gorman. Just from behind for Anderson. That Aldershot fans on the far side aren't best pleased with that, but it certainly shows that it's going to be a real midfield battle today to the likes of Gorman and Anderson.
Absolutely, yeah. I think Keane, it's big responsibility for young Keane Anderson, who's spent most of the season on loan in National League South with Hampton Waterlooville, but really impressed since he's come back into this Shots team. But still a young man learning his trade in the engine room of a local derby. That's a big responsibility, but I think he's up to it.
So free kick for the Cards just behind halfway. Jaskalainen launches from the left. Moss heads it down, drops it to Ashford. Ashford holds onto it. Across the face of goal. A shot block from Walker, lifts over the bar. What a chance to make it 2-0. Ball bobbled into the middle for Lewis Walker. First shot blocked and the second lifted over the bar. And John, that should have been 2-0 to the Cards there.
Yeah, it certainly looked like that. I think it was Lewis Walker who had the opportunity and really should have put the Cards 2-0 up. But, you know, Aldershot's defence looks very, very nervous and jittery when the ball goes into the box.
Most certainly, that was a massive chance there for Lewis Walker to double Wokin's advantage. And Aldershot just need to compose themselves. Long goal kick towards Thomas. Akinola wins the header forwards from Anderson. Ball lift over top towards Gandor. Flicked there from Moss. That was a nice calm flick there as Gandor was running behind, but got enough on it to find Jaskalainen. Again, Dan Moss, such a versatile player for Woking, can play centre back or right back. And a real fan's favourite here. It's great to have him back in the lineup. Long ball headed away from Armitage, head up into the air, drops towards Hines, but now one from Dejan Tete. Square to Frost. Is it forwards and outside? Late challenge there from Dan Moss on Ryan Jones. Feisty one there from Dan Moss, and that without doubt will be yellow card. I see yellow card in the right hand of the man in the middle, Aaron Farmer. And Dan Moss now being called over, but again, Steve, just an example of one of those typical Derby Day tackles.
Absolutely, yeah, and Ryan Jones has got such quick feet, such a quick mind, that he can beat you in an instant almost before you realise that he's gone. And yeah, Moss got there as quick as he could, but was always second best. And I think John is absolutely right. The Shots defence is looking jittery, and when you've got Del Gorman's set piece delivery, Jamie Andrews with the long throws, Aldershot Town are the worst team in the National League for winning aerial duels. You'd have to hope that Neil Ardley would be aware of that and looking to capitalise.
Flick down to Gandor over the bar. It was a long free kick there from Woodhouse. Header one for Kwame Thomas. The two strikers linking up, and Gandor at the near post lashed it quickly over the bar in the end, Steve. But again, that shows the presence that Gandor and Thomas have up front to try and link up there.
Definitely, yeah. They've not played much together, certainly in starting games. They've both been bit part players. Kwame Thomas has only just returned from relegated Ebbsfleet United back to Aldershot Town. Does give the Aldershot team something different. That fulcrum up top, the aerial physical presence. If they can get a partnership going, then they can certainly be a thorn in the side of this Woking defence.
Chickson lifts it towards the box. Ashford goes down, breaks it to O'Brien inside the box. Now it's left for Ashford, but just away in the nick of time there by Dan Ellison. Again, Woking going direct, tussling with the Aldershot defence and win themselves a throw-in on the far side, but Aldershot just about got that one away. But a real battle there, which Dan Ellison, that was huge that he got across. So Woking were looking to get a shot off. So again, Jamie Andrews, long throw to be taken here from the far side. 12 and a half minutes gone at the Laythwaite Community Stadium. Woking 1, Aldershot Town 0 on Derby Day. Long throw towards near post, headed away. On his fast Chickson. That was Walker. Square to Andrews. Finds Walker, left hand side of the box, just went under his foot. O'Brien gets there, drag back to Walker. Walker shot blocked. Moss scuffed that in. What a start for Woking. 13 minutes played, and Dan Moss doubles the Cards advantage. Aldershot just not defending. Those direct balls thrown into the box. It broke to Dan Moss after Walker had a shot blocked. What a start for Woking. 30 minutes played. Woking to Aldershot Town 0. John, your reaction?
Yeah, Woking are in dreamland, but Aldershot's defence at 6s and 7s once again. Every time the ball goes in the box, they look so nervous and apprehensive. Lewis Walker had an opportunity and then it fell to Moss, of all players, and he was stretching, but somehow he managed to sort of get it in. It almost crept in, but it's a goal nonetheless and puts the Cards 2-0 up.
Dan Moss again. This is why the Woking fans love him. Right place, right time there. And Steve, the nightmare start for Aldershot. They've really got to adjust themselves here.
It is absolutely. The game's not gone yet, but particularly with the finishers on the bench, you'd have to say, this game is going to go 95, 100 minutes. But Shots, once again, authors of their own downfall, giving themselves an absolute mountain to climb. Steeper than the Leslie Gosden stand. And it's, again, slack defending, not clearing when you have the opportunity. Marcus Dewhurst made one really strong save, but then in a crowded penalty area where the ball's pinging around, the opposition fullback should not be the first to the ball.
One ball down the right hand side towards Gandor, over hit there. Again, plenty of time to go here at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. Just over 40 minutes played, and what a start for Woking here on the Easter Monday Sports Special on BBC Surrey. Coming up later on, again, there'll be updates from Crawley Exeter. Again, their big battle at the bottom end, but what a battle it is at the top end. The National League South, I'll updates as well from Worthing Dorking. Again, Kevin Anderson will be down at Salisbury for Salisbury against Eastbourne Borough. Just 4 points separating the top 6 in National League South. Here's Aldershot in possession. 2 goals down, quarter hour played. Frost plays it back to Tete. Down the inside left, good tackle one there from Chinwike Coley. Now Walker flicks up and halfway. Head away from Armitage. Drops it inside left for Ryan Jones, and now Tyler Frost approaching the box from this left hand side. Ball towards the back post, headed away from Chickson as Kwame Thomas was trying to get his head on it. Again, Ryan Jones is hobbling a bit there. Felt he was fouled, but again, Steve, a little bit of response straight away from Aldershot.
Yeah, but not enough. When you're 2-0 down after 13 minutes, you really need to start asking questions at the other end of the pitch, and at the moment Woking are winning their battles in every area.
Corner to come in from the right hand side. Can Aldershot half the deficit? Just approaching the 16th minute here. Woking 2, Aldershot 0. Corner in towards the back post, bounces into the arms of Jaskalainen off the toe end of Luca Woodhouse. Not a bad delivery at all from Ryan Jones, but Woodhouse, it just bounced off his right foot in the end, came to him quite quickly. I think he was maybe thinking one of his teammates in the centre was going to win an aerial duel. So Jaskalainen long towards Walker. It's been lively so far. Header back to the centre circle. Now ball towards Hines by Moss on the right hand side. Hines picks it up. Moss just behind him in support. Hines looking to take on his man in Woodhouse. Woodhouse stands up to challenge. Good tackle one from him. Frost keeps hold of it. It's Tetek just inside the Aldershot area. Now long ball from Woodhouse down the left, and Coley just shrugs off Gandor there with ease. Can try and look for Gandor down the flanks, but Chinwike Coley, again a man possessed so far. Can Woking just first everything at the back, and Aldershot just look a bit dazed from the very quick start from the Cards, but a long way to go. Again, Aldershot certainly have weapons on the bench. So throw here for Woking taken. Again, Steve, early doors yet, but do you think Tommy Woodrington might be looking to his bench earlier than he anticipated?
I don't think so, no. I think it'll be the second half before he makes changes, unless he really wants to throw the kitchen sink at wholesale changes early on.
Chickson takes it down his chest in the centre. Inside left, approaching the box. Now feeds it to O'Brien. O'Brien turns it, now leaves it for Chickson. Chickson's delivery towards the back post. Hines off the outside the bar. It's in! Tariq Hines makes it 3-0 to get his second of the opening 80 minutes. This is an incredible start by Neil Lardley's side, and Tariq Hines is on course to be the Derby Day hero It's Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. It's only 80 minutes on the clock. John, you must be in dreamland right now.
I'm speechless. What an amazing start. That man Hines, I picked him out before the game, said what a good player he is, but I never envisaged him scoring one goal, let alone two. And again, the Aldershot defence, absolutely shambolic.
What a delivery, I must say as well, from the left-hand side from Anna Chickson. Tariq Hines, right place, right time. Like he was in the opening couple of minutes that opened the scoring for Woking. Hit off the other side of the bar. And Steve, it just goes from bad to worse for Aldershot in the first 80 minutes.
All three goals have been really well worked from Woking's point of view, and some excellent finishes. A really tight angle from Hines for this latest goal, but Aldershot Town will look at the video after this and think, well, could we have done better? Absolutely, yes, we could. They're not winning the first balls, the second balls. They're not first to the drop down. At the moment, Woking want it more.
Flicks in the box there from Ryan Jones. Head out the area for Nakanola. Heavy touch from Gorman. Breaks in the centre. And now shot dragged well wide the target there from Ryan Jones. Good position. Just behind the D. Didn't quite bounce the way he wanted it. Just scuffed it wide with his left boot. A couple of yards behind the D. Again, just sums up the start there from Aldershot with about a couple of moments. Central positions. Ryan Jones had both of them shots wide of the target. But again, Woking in cruise control so far. Don't think any Woking fan could have dreamt this start. Not in 20 minutes played. It's Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Long ball up towards Thomas. Headed away from Okoli. Out for a throw to the shot. And again, so much drama in this fixture over the years. Could Aldershot produce a heroic comeback? Who knows? It is Aldershot in possession, just beyond halfway with Woodhouse. Woodhouse picks out option in the middle in Ryan Jones. Ryan Jones gets it fed back to him from Dejan Tetek, floated towards the back post, too high there for Kwame Thomas. But again, Ryan Jones picking the ball up in good spaces, but again, it's just that final product blackened so far, Steve, from Aldershot.
Yeah, I think Ryan Jones has been the only real crumb of comfort for Aldershot Town so far in that number 10 position. He's finding space, he's floating around, whether in the middle or out on the left, and he has got the technical ability to get Aldershot Town back into this, but even he is not really on the same wavelength. And it's easy to say when your team are 3 down within the first quarter of the game. I thought 6 changes all made sense, but have they proved to be too many? That the team aren't really playing as a team at the moment?
Chickson down the left hand side, can't quite pick up Walker. Cleared away from Armitage. Breaks here for Gorman. Andrews inside left, midway in the Aldershot half. Lovely balance and elegance there from Jamie Andrews. Flicks it now to O'Brien. Here's Chickson. Gorman available in field. Chickson plays it short now, flick there from Ashford. And Woking, left hand side of the box. Andrews cuts it back just in behind Walker though. That was a good opportunity there for the Cards. Now here come Aldershot, approaching halfway. Square in the middle here for Ryan Jones. Referee almost got in his way. Jones overhits that pass towards Dejan Tetek, and again Jones just turns away in frustration. I think the referee didn't help though, standing right by Ryan Jones, but still there's a simple pass for him to play off to Dejan Tetek, and again another moment that just sums up the start that Aldershot made. As Steve was saying, with 6 changes maybe just too much from Tommy Witherington. I do imagine at a stage like this he'll certainly be talking about those changes, and again the players he's given a chance to, not taking their opportunities. Throw from Moss, flicked out a play there from Walker, did well to win his header but couldn't direct it forwards. Woodhouse now with a throw for Aldershot. It's Ellison. Aldershot playing across the back 3. Drilled forward from Armitage, easily cleared there from Chinwike Okoli. Ball spin up in the air. O'Brien trying to get to it on the bounce. Gets across Anderson. Free kick given in Aldershot's favour. O'Brien furious with the referee. Aaron Farmer, he felt did nothing wrong there. Again, the referee just have a little talk to with Aidan O'Brien. Probably be getting slight warning for he spoke to the referee aggressively there, but I can understand his frustration in that situation. But again, free kick won there by Anderson. And Aldershot, a few yards in the Woking half. They try and get a decent ball into the box there again. Great atmosphere from the Woking fans and the Wayfair Community Stadium, in particular from the KRE. At the moment to my left, where it's Woking 3, Aldershot 0. Just approaching the 23rd minute, free kick from Aldershot. Floats into the box, head away from Walker, and then cleared further by Hines. Powerful header forwards again. O'Cody gets out the box. Anderson now headed down to Frost from Armitage. Frost being closed down from Hines and Moss. Played in between them. Aldershot holding it up. Was there a foul there from Dale Gorman? There was indeed. Now Gorman, a bit of a tussle there. I think with Luca Woodhouse, it was indeed. And again, typical Derby Day antics, and a few of the players across, but hasn't got too heated, thankfully. But again, just a bit of a coming together, Steve, there between Gorman and Woodhouse.
Yeah, it seemed to me that Woodhouse was fouled, but then he reacted as though Woodhouse was on the floor, but he reacted to Gorman, who seemed to take a stud somewhere a little bit tender and painful. Unnecessary from Luca Woodhouse when you've got yourself a free kick.
So a free kick for Aldershot, edge of the box on the left-hand side. So it is the Bank Holiday Monday sports special here on BBC Surrey. And it is Derby Day here at the Laythwaite Community Stadium. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. And later on, got updates from Crawley Exeter, Crawley's fight for survival in the National League South. Again, top end, Worthing against Dorking. Rob Orr will be there. That's a huge game at the top end of National League South, and Kevin Anderson will be at Eastbourne Borough at Salisbury. But here at Laythwaite Community Stadium, just over 24 minutes gone. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Tariq Hines with 2 of those goals. Well on course to be the Derby Day hero here. Free kick lifted towards the back post, goes through everyone. And it was Ryan Jones' free kick, and it is Tetek. Infield to Anderson. Turns it to Tetek. Aldershot level the corner of the area on the right hand side. Cross from Tetek, headed away from Walker. Breaks here for Ryan Jones. Plays it square, Tetek. And now Anderson, midway in the Woking half. On the far side, Tetek now. Coming forwards, no one opposed him. Tetek passing the box, cut out from Chickson. And then a free kick won there. Cleverly, Adam Chickson I think it was Sam Ashford actually there. It's just anticipating the contact, dropping deep for his side. And that will be a free kick for Woking. 25 minutes gone, Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0.
Good build-up play from the Shots, but they just need a foothold in the game. They're so far second best in every area that they just need to start exerting a bit of pressure, keep possession, show the composure. But at the moment, every time Woking get within sight of the Aldershot Town goal, the Aldershot defence seems to lose its composure, and Woking look like they're going to score. At the moment, this could be anything on the scoreline. And it could certainly get very, very much better for Woking.
Jaskalainen with the free kick. Searching for Walker, headed down, now hooked forwards from Anderson. Thomas trying to climb with O'Coley, flicked off Thomas. Moss heads it square for Chickson. Chickson on the bounce. Hits it long, headed away from Armitage. Now flick off for Thomas. Gandil trying to get him behind, but O'Coley, middle of the Woking half, turns. Now his clearance is blocked there from Jones, but O'Coley was pulled back just before he made that clearance. And that is free kick to the cards here. Being by 3-0. Tariq Hines with a double. He scored inside the first 3 minutes, and 10 minutes later Dan Moss double the lead after Lewis Walker had his shot blocked, and Hines was at it again. Adam Chickson, beautiful delivery from the left hand side, turned in from Hines. 3-0 up inside 80 minutes. Woking were, and they're in dreamland here. Just over 26 minutes gone now. Jaskalainen towards Walker. He wins the flick on, but it'll bounce comfortably back to Dewhurst. Overarm throw from him. Here's Frost now. Frost really had to get going at left wing back. He goes direct, looking for Gandor. Cody wins that tussle, heads it away. As far as Ryan Jones in field. Tetek lets it run across him in the centre. Back to Anderson, just in front of the centre circle, and drills that too far away from Aaron Jones. And the skipper turns away in frustration. Not a great ball to him at all there from Keane Anderson.
It wasn't, no. It was a nice idea, and I think Keane was hoping that Aaron Jones was able to sprint onto the ball and maybe deliver a first-time cross on the run, but wayward. And O'Coley has won everything in the air so far, so I'm not quite sure whether Aldershot Town would want to put crosses in anyway, because inevitably it would end up on his head, nowhere near Kwame Thomas or Hadi Gandor. He's been dominant in the opening 27 minutes.
Throw taken from Aldershot. Long ball for the middle. From Woodhouse, headed away from Macaulay. Here's Hines in the centre of the Woking half. Now, Tonjakinola picks out Dan Moss. Got the ball stuck on his foot, but no one around him, so he has time to readjust himself. Back to Coley. Being pressed stiff and Gandor. Coley. Direct, down the right. Ashford can't win the header. Bounces towards Walker. And now cleared away from Tete. And hit out of play there from Tyler Frost. Just turned and smacked it with his left boot. And Aldershot just needs to try and compose himself. They can get one back before half-time. At least then that makes things just a bit interesting. Just give them something going into the break. Dan Moss to take the throw here. Just behind halfway for the Cards. So for 28 minutes on the clock, Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Moss's throw, head away. Now Andrews, heavy touch from him. On the bounce, Frost looking over the top towards Gandor. And Jaskalainen perfectly positioned to take it on the bounce there inside his area. But there's been one or two moments where you think Gandor and Thomas could link up, but so far, really, as Steve was saying, Cody's won absolutely everything in the air. And the Woking back three doing their job superbly. An Aldershot come forwards, Jaskalainen through the middle. Square header from Ellison. Now cleared again from Ellison through the centre. And Jaskalainen takes a few steps back. And now just calmly pick the ball up. Again, Woking. Just such good energy across the pitch today. Well organised and causing Aldershot all sorts of problems and set pieces and going direct. Head away there by Ellison. Now Okoli. Was he pushing the back from Gandor? He was indeed, according to the referee. So that's a free kick for the Cards.
Yeah, I think that was offside. A matter of barely a couple of inches inside the Aldershot Town half, the Woking half. Paddy Gandor coming back from an offside position, but the assistant on the far side, his feet has stood pretty much astride the halfway line. That's how close it was.
So Dale Gorman. Ball just inside the centre circle there, hands on hips. Hines available as a short option in the centre circle, but certainly done this one be worked short with the joy that Woking had got. The direct situations, quarter an hour left in this first half. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Tariq Hines to the double. Dan Moss coming into the side, scoring the other goal. Gorman lifts it in. Well headed away there from Woodhouse. On his fast Andrews. Ball still on the left. Andrews, wicked delivery in. And it comes off the back of Lewis Walker's head. And out for a goal gets Aldershot. I just want to get John's thoughts. Just half hour in, John. And again, superb performance by Neil Arley's men so far.
Yes, dominant, physically strong. Aldershot at the moment just cannot get their game going at all. But, there's still a long way to go. Let's be fair. And, Woking have come straight out the traps. They've got these early goals. They've got their noses in front. And they look very dominant out there at the moment.
Aldershot in the centre. Now Gorman gets it first with his head. Is it down for Andrews? Flicked up in the air. Now for Frost to judge on the bounce. Andrews climbs with him. It comes off the back of Frost. Breaks here for Hines. Now Gorman, first time through the middle. Walker just can't get it under a spell. Just slams the ground in frustration there. Lewis Walker trying to control with his right foot. It's rolled here from Dewhurst. And then a feisty challenge there from Walker trying to get the ball. Will be a free kick to Aldershot. Getting a bit of frustration there for Walker. Challenge Woodhouse, and Woodhouse takes the short free kick. Tete, square for Woodhouse. Over halfway now, Woodhouse in the field. Back for Ryan Jones, a straight pass from him. Now Sam Ashford taking on Ellison. Ashford one-on-one with him. Ashford on just left for Ashford. Tame hit towards goal. Get his eyes lit up in that one-on-one situation. Just a scuff finish from Ashford in the end. Very easy for Dewhurst.
Poor pass from Ryan Jones. Just telegraphed it straight to Ashford, and Dan Ellison initially thought, I can intercept that and get there ahead of Ashford. Then he had a moment of doubt, and that nearly proved fatal. That he was back on his heels and he allowed Ashford to run at him. And in the end, I think Aldershot Town are fortunate that Ashford didn't really catch the finish cleanly.
Gandor plays it short, intercept there from Akinola. Now Coley clears down the far side. Ashford controls it inside the Woking half. Lovely turn there from Ashford, being brought down, and that will be a free kick to the Cards. Ashford, really good play from him there. And again, that's exactly what Neil Arley wants to be seen from his striker, especially on the derby day. Got a lead line, a yellow card shown there as well by the referee. That looked to be, trying to see, that was shown
Will Armitage.
Is Will Armitage who it's shown to. Again, fantastic work by Sam Ashford holding it up, and again a big chance for him Chelsea in the Effiong, the main striker, with him missing. Again, in the Effiong missing a chance to play against his former side again. Sam Ashford leading the line really well so far. And Jaskalainen with a free kick for the Cards. Just approaching the 33rd minute. Speaking number 3, that's the amount of goals Woking have over Aldershot. Free kick comes in, Moss heads down. Going to be 4. O'Brien shot blocked and cleared out the 6-yard box there from Kwame Thomas out to the left-hand side. And Andrews lets it run out for a throw for Woking. Almost 4 there for the Cards.
Woking could and should be out of sight by now. If Aldershot Town do somehow, by some miracle, draw themselves back into this, Woking will really kick themselves. They could have killed the game in the opening half an hour.
So a long throw comes in from Jamie Andrews towards near post. Volleyed out the box by the Aldershot skipper Aaron Jones, headed back down from Gorman. Came off the top of Moss's head now. All found Gandor. Gandor midway inside the Woking half. 3 red and white shirts around the clash between Gandor and Gorman. Referee waves play on Tete. Down the inside left to Ryan Jones, just outside the area. Jones plays it square. Tete gets in the box, loses his balance. Tete though gets back on his feet, turns. Dejan Tete now back outside the box. Aaron Jones out to left. Frost clips the ball in towards the back post, not really challenging it. O'Brien clears, miscontrolled there for Ryan Jones. Stretches for the ball. Chickson gets there first. Ron Foots' man that was caught there from Tyler Frost. Del Gorman still down as well for Woking. And Adam Chickson down as well. Again, it was looking promising there for Aldershot for a few seconds, Steve, but again, Woking just bodies on line with Gorman and Chickson both down at the moment.
Yeah, that's Aldershot Town's best passage of play by some distance. I think it was unfortunate for Dale Gorman making the challenge. I think it probably caught him on the knee, possibly a dead leg. Hopefully nothing more for him and Woking, but I'm not sure. Did I see the referee and Dan Moss make the universal rotation of the fingers sign that suggests that Chickson's injury might be slightly more serious, or maybe he was just waving the physio on? I'm not quite sure, and it's the Aldershot Town physio who's treating Adam Chickson with 2 players down. It's good play from the Shots, and maybe this little break in play, give them a chance to regroup, will not be such a bad thing, because they need to use that passage of play to establish a foothold in the game. Because away from home, particularly in the local derby, you'll be thinking, let's keep it tight, not do anything stupid, take the game in chunks of 10-15 minutes, keep it 0-0. If we can start to create chances, then all the better. And then suddenly in 20 minutes you've almost committed suicide yourself and you're 3-0 down. Where this has come from, I don't know. Neil Ardley would have wanted a quick start, of course, but I'm sure even he didn't expect it to be this easy this soon.
Most certainly. Gorman Chickson still down at the moment. Just look at the body language. Gorman looks in more distressed than Chickson at the moment. I hope it's obviously nothing serious for the pair of them, although Chickson moving a bit gingerly as well. Neil Larley be hoping that he doesn't have to make a double and 4 sub here, but yeah, I think it probably will be likely a dead leg for Del Gorman. So again, he's down the ground, and his arms over his face, looking distressed here, Del Gorman. Yeah, Chickson not moving so well himself, so possibly Woking might have to run the changes. So that is a shame, but Cards will still be over the moon. 3-0 up. And we're 3-0 up inside the first 18 minutes. And just under 10 minutes left of this first half here at Laythwaite Community Stadium. Woking 3, Aldershot 0. So Chickson now off the pitch. Gorman still on it, being treated. So again, so far it is Woking's day on the Easter Monday Sports Special here in BBC Surrey. Again, lots more action and to come this afternoon. Crawley, Exeter, Gary Smith will be there. Crawley fighting for their lives, 6 points from survival. Also got Rob Worrell covering Worthing against Dorking, top of the table clash, 2 points in between them. There's 4 points in between the top 6 in the National League South, and Kevin Anderson is covering one of the other teams, challenging to try and get promoted. Eastbourne Borough in that pack, in that top 6 of National League South there at Salisbury this afternoon. There'll be live updates from those games throughout the afternoon, but here, the game to kick it off on the Easter Monday special. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. So, John, still a break and play again. Woking, it couldn't have gone any better for them, but hopefully nothing serious for Gorman and Chickson.
Well, looks to me like Gorman is going to come off. Certainly the physio was indicating the bench that he wasn't going to be able to continue, but I don't know. I'm wondering now if he is going to be all right. But certainly if he goes off, it's a big blow, really, because he's instrumental to all the things that Woking do. He dictates the play, dictates the tempo, and Woking's midfield have been so dominant. They really, really have. In fact, Woking have been dominant since the start of the game. They've won all the 50-50s, all the second balls. They look physically much stronger, and Okoli really has typified Woking's performance out there. He's so big and strong, and he wants it. And Woking look like they really, really want it out there. Clearly, that defeat in the trophy has very much affected their mindset, and they really are out for revenge today.
So Dale Gorman has had to come off. Jermaine Anderson on this place. Adam Chickson waiting to come on, so they're going to try and see if he's all right. So Jaskalainen, free kick, looking towards Walker. Armitage towers above him. And cleared forwards by Aaron Jones. Ball bouncing in the centre. Okoli judged it well against Thomas. Okoli goes down, drops here for Ryan Jones. Great tackle there for Akinola. He goes down and wins the free kick for the Cards. The frustration of the Aldershot fans, they've probably felt Akinola went down a bit too easily, but getting a few boos towards Dale Gorman as well. The Aldershot fans, when they came off, they're certainly not fond of the Woking skipper. So free kick here for Will Jaskalainen to take. Again, this will be massive for Woking, not just in terms of they can keep hold of this, the bragging rights, but also there's obviously all the other games to play in this Easter Monday. But as it stands, they're moving up to 14th, level on points with Hartlepool, Sutton, Yeovil. So that'll be massive for the last two games to try and finish as high as possible. Header one there from Woodhouse, and it's the same for Aldershot Town. That was in their incentive today as well, but as it stands, Woking leapfrogging them in the standing. Story here for Woking on the right hand side for Jamie Andrews. Andrews throws it short. Here's Hines. Woking on the right. Andrews now. Can he have space to get across, and skips away from Frost? Now Andrews can't get away though from Woodhouse, but it will be a corner kick for Woking on the right hand side.
Good play from Andrews. Beat one, but Luca Woodhouse having to come out of position from that central defensive role into a more left back role and make a vital challenge. Otherwise Andrews was going to whip a dangerous ball in. And I think Jermaine Anderson in open play, not much different to Dale Gorman. Lots of aggression, lots of mobility, but I think Woking will definitely miss Gorman's set piece ability.
Most certainly. So Jamie Andrews having to take over. 5 minutes left of this first half. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Tariq Hines with 2, Dan Moss with the other. Andrews puts in the corner, easy punch away there for Dewhurst. O'Brien chasing it down. O'Brien keeps hold of it just in front of halfway now, drills it back in the centre circle to Hines. First time from him to Anderson to get his first touch, and it's coming on for Gorman. Square for Andrews, back for Hines on halfway. Hines now in the centre circle to Akinola. Bit of heavy touch from him, and now does reach Anderson though. Anderson has been pulled back there from Dejan Tetek. He was indeed, and a yellow card the referee will give as well to Tetek. Furious about that one, just puts the ball down to the ground of frustration. So free kick for Woking, Jamie Andrews to take.
It's a tug on the shirt. Dejan Tetek had a rather large handful of a Woking shirt. He can complain all he wants, but it's a foul and probably should be a yellow card. Now, is it Adam Chickson who's gone down, having come on?
Yeah.
He's gone down again.
This is concerning for Woking. Again, two big senior figures in the team on Derby Day. Dale Gorman's had to come off, and Adam Chickson now looks unable to continue. I probably imagine it'll be Dion Kelly-Evans coming on to play right back, and Tariq Hines will... Actually, Kelly-Evans played left back at Maynard, so I think actually Neil Ali probably keep the same. Tariq Hines flourishing at right back, but he has played some games at left back as well. Tariq Hines just shows his versatility, and the fans already liked him coming into today, but now with the 2 goals, I think he's bumped himself up to cult hero status for sure. So a free kick for Woking to be taken shortly, but Adam Chickson down in the centre circle here. And he's definitely going to have to come off. Actually, thought it was going to be Dion Kelly-Evans. I'm mistaken. Frank Vincent to come on again. A fan favourite again. Certainly the player that the fans want to see more of here at Woking. A huge shame for Adam Chickson to come off here. Again, the perfect player to have in this sort of big game with his experience, but come off gingerly here, and Frank Vincent to come on for the Cards.
Yeah, Vincent is someone who can play at left back, but I certainly like you, I expected Dion Kelly-Evans to come on, but it just, Frank's introduction, it just increases the number of former Shots players in the Cards lineup this afternoon. There was enough already, but now we've got Frank Vincent on as well. Those sorts of players that understand what a derby is all about, and yeah, I'm sure every Woking substitute will be itching to get on the pitch at the moment with the way the game is going.
So Jamie Andrews to deliver, just over 10 yards into the Aldershot half, inside right Andrews, in swing delivery, pretty flat one cleared away from Jones, flicked further on by Ryan Jones. Now Jamie Andrews back towards the box, header one there from Armitage, flick backwards from Anderson. Andrews gets to it just behind halfway on the bounce, again smash it down the inside left. McCauley trying to flick on, it does get to Ashford, heads it square. On the left hand side for O'Brien, taking on Aaron Jones. O'Brien, a few step overs, pass it towards Anderson, telegraph pass though, easily read from Tetek, heavy touch from him though. It's back with Woking, Andrews to Hines. Hines now, inside right. Trying to look for Walker, but space being closed down, so Hines just goes safe to Anderson. Anderson to Ashford, lovely flick there from Ashford. Out to Hines now, approaching the box. Hines now onto his right foot. Hines lovely delivering, Walker can't head on target. That was lovely there from Tariq Hines, but Lewis Walker just going to get the contact he wanted near post. And again, John Moore, brilliant attack and play from Woking, just didn't have the finishing touch though.
Yeah, that man Hines involved again. Lovely run, great cross, and really Walker I think should have done better. I mean, Woking have missed. I know they've scored 3 already, but they could have scored another 3. It could be 6 up, can you believe?
And yeah, certainly Aldershot, I suppose that's one relief to have. It's been, let's be honest, a very, very awful half for Aldershot. But again, 3-0, it's a big scoreline, but if they can get one maybe before half time, that would certainly be a boost. Long ball towards Thomas, goes over his head. Gandor now, right inside the box, tussling with Moss. Akinolesdev help as well, and Gandor's carried it out of play, and that will be a goal kick to the Cards. 10 seconds remaining in normal time this first half. You listen to BBC Surrey's Easter Monday special, and the big derby, Woking leading by 3-0. 3-0 up inside the first 18 minutes, and it's 8 minutes of stoppage time this first half. So I suppose Aldershot be looking at that thinking maybe they should get that one goal, bit of momentum, a little bit of momentum coming to half time.
Yeah, I think they do need at least some impetus, some optimism going into the dressing room at half time, because they haven't really got going. I can see what they were doing with Gandor and Thomas up front. It really hasn't worked.
Andrews flicks on halfway. Ashford can't get to now. O'Brien towards Ashford. Ashford gets around his man. Could this be for Ashford? Holds off his man now. O'Brien. It's shot blocked and it comes back off O'Brien. Brilliant save there from Dewhurst. Deflected back off the right knee of Aidan O'Brien. And another chance for Woking to go 4 up. And Aidan O'Brien, that was a big opportunity for him there.
Yeah, you think they're almost queuing up to walk it in. And you think someone with the experience and the quality of Aidan O'Brien, the composure in front of goal, that's such a big part of his game. As you said in commentary at Maidenhead on Friday, he scored a much more difficult chance at York Road than that one.
Here's Keane Anderson. Minute of the 8 stoppage time at the end of this first half played. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Aldershot on halfway. Woodhouse down the inside left. Hines gets there after heavy touch from Gandor. It gives it away though. Tetek pokes it to Ryan Jones. Approaching the D. Good tackle there from Andrews. Breaks towards Hines to just slash away with his right foot, and he gets a nice round of applause from the Woking fans. Just need to get that one clear. Woking just need to make sure they don't concede. Going into half time, Frost throws it to Dejan Tetek. Now played across the centre circle just the front halfway by Ellison. And now Armitage back to Ellison, in a bit of time for Aldershot on the ball. Monstead back 3. Here's Woodhouse. Walker following him. Woodhouse gets away from him, pokes short to Frost down the line to Woodhouse. Woodhouse puts a low ball in, blocked there from Moss, and goes behind for a corner kick. Aldershot just building a little bit ahead of steam now in stoppage time to try and pull one back before the half-time whistle goes. 2.5 minutes of stoppage time played of the 8 in total. So Ryan Jones has Dan Tetek beside him. This short corner kick. Jones didn't quite play into the feet of Tete, but Tete still gets onto it. Back to Frost. Out to Tete. Tete cuts inside of Vincent. Tete cross towards the back post area. Flicked on for Thomas and out of play for a goal kick to Woking. 3 of the 8 of stoppage time played.
Typical of Aldershot Town's first half. Getting to a promising position. It's all a bit stilted, a bit disjointed. And if Aldershot Town thought that Gandor and Thomas would be able to batter Woking into submission, they reckoned without Chinwike Okoli, who's been absolutely outstanding. Woking have dominated every area. Aldershot Town have barely had a chance worthy of the name, whereas, as we keep saying, Woking, it's 3-0. It could easily be 6 or more.
Goal kick from Yaskalan. Can he find Walker? Bounce over Walker's head. O'Brien just managed to knock it on to Ashford. Ashford peels that, who's pushed down, that has been given as a free kick to Woking. And Dan Tetek, less than pleased, straight over to the referee. Aldershot players feeling that was a soft one. Again, that there's been a lot of free kicks won by the Woking players just nicking in front, and they just looked a little bit more hungry at times than the Aldershot players.
They have, yeah. Their movement, their physicality, their hunger. It's making Aldershot Town have been terrible this first half, but it's been made to look worse by all of the great qualities that Woking have shown.
Jamie Andrews to deliver the inside left. O'Brien standing beside him as well. So Woking now set themselves to take the free kick. So just over halfway into the 8 of stoppage time. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Tariq Hines with 2 of them. Dan Moss, another sandwiched in between. Hines double. Andrews, low free kick. Control from Walker. Walker shot. Well blocked there from Kwame Thomas. And Andrews lets it run out. 4th throw on the far side. So Jamie Andrews again just giving the ball a quick wipe. Getting set to pinging one of his long throws. Ken Aldershot struggled from a fair few of these situations in the first half. 5 minutes of stoppage time played, the 8. Hurry comes in, headed away now. Another header one there by Tetek. And now time for Aaron Jones to clear towards the right hand side, where header one there from Hines against Gandor. Now flick from Akinola towards the right hand side. Andrews gets back. Gandor trying to keep it alive, and it will be a throw for Aldershot. So, and the Cards couldn't quite keep it in play. And Aaron Jones, midway in Woking territory, throws it infield to Tete. Down Tete. 3 players around him. Returns it to Jones. Now it's on halfway. Here with Ellison, rolled across the Woodhouse. Left foot to pass from him to Frost. Frost and Field. Keane Anderson being pressed from Moss. Now Frost finds Ryan Jones inside left. Jones just outside the box. Now it's set stop for Tete. Just under 25 yards from goal. Now lifted out to the right. Aaron Jones back to Dan Tete. And Ashford cuts out that Tete pass, trying to charge towards the ball. Ashford, but Woodhouse steps in, gets there first. 1-2 team. Woodhouse and Tete. Now Jones drifts in. Aaron Jones still driving forwards here. Jones. As runs halted. Keane Anderson towards the D. Here's Ryan Jones. Ryan Jones trying to waltz in the box. Tackle there for Jermaine Anderson. And he'll come out the area with the ball. Now squares it to Vincent. Now Vincent gets to clear only as far as Armitage, and then cleared to safety by Sam Ashford all the way back with Dewhurst.
Good play from the shots. Probably the longest period of possession that they've had throughout the entire 51 minutes now of the first half, but unable to find space, unable to work an opportunity for a shot, and that is huge credit to this Woking defence.
Look at Woodhouse, chips it forwards, and it's fair to say that was not pretty to watch. Again, Luca Woodhouse didn't get the contact he wanted at all on that scoop pass. The Woking fans certainly enjoyed that. And a fair few of the fans taunting him around the ground, that pass. So now into the last minute of the 8 of first half stoppage time. Woking are 3 goals up against Aldershot on Derby Day. And one of those scorers, Dan Moss, takes the throw. It's one now from Woodhouse. Anderson appealing. That should be a Woking throw. It trickled out of play. Did come off Anderson last though. So a throw on this left hand side for Tyler Frost to take. 30 seconds of first half stoppage time to go. Frost throws it back to Woodhouse. Now short from Tete. Just behind halfway on the left is Woodhouse. Again goes behind him to Ellison. Now cross it to Armitage. Ellison. Time on the ball for the Aldershot back three, but Woking won't mind that. Now drill through the middle. Oh, high foot there from Okoli against Thomas on his chest, and Okoli, that's Andrews has it, and he was clipped from behind from Tetek, and can't quite believe a free kick hasn't been given there in Aldershot's favour. Your thoughts on that, Steve? Kwame Thomas still down.
That's a free kick all day. As good as Okoli has been all afternoon, and as dominant as he's been against this Aldershot Town front too, he was reaching around Kwame Thomas to win the ball and made more contact with Thomas's midriff than the ball. That should be a free kick. Kwame Thomas is not the sort of player that goes down unnecessarily.
Yeah, we could hear the thud from here when Okoli made contact with him, and I'm shocked that Aaron Farmer hasn't given a free kick, and then to make it even worse, Aldershot Woking just get one a couple of seconds later, and Dan Tetek straight away turned away, looking furious towards the referee. Thomas now back on his feet. Yeah, a bit of a pain for him to take, and doesn't even get the free kick out of it.
And it was a free kick all day long. You can't make tackles like that. His foot was raised, he came through and caught the player.
Long towards Jaskalainen, flicked on there. Now, a header from Ryan Jones, drops here to Hines, and now Jones just collided there with Moss, hit that forwards, and there goes the half-time whistle here at the Laithwaite Community Stadium, where Woking are 3 goals up against Aldershot on Derby Day, and there were 3 up inside the first 18 minutes. Tariq Hines, the big hero so far, he opened the scoring, getting his first in the 3rd minute. Ball lofted for Jamie Andrews towards the back post. Hines unmarked, controlled, and smashed it across the face of goal into the bottom corner. 10 minutes later, Dan Moss doubled his lead. Lewis Walker had a brilliant chance blocked, but Moss just poked home, rolled into the centre of the net, and then 5 minutes after that, 18 minutes on the clock, Tariq Hines got a second. A delicious delivery from Anna Chickson, who actually had to come off later on in the first half. Into the path of Tariq Hines, the volley off the underside of the bar into the back of net. Aldershot had a few moments going forward, some nice patches of play, but that final product has just lacked from them so far. John, I'll get your thoughts first. What a first half from the Cards.
Indeed, what a half. Woking in dreamland, got off to the best possible start, 3 up very shortly, or very quickly, and really could have added more to the score. Really, they should be going in 5 or 6 at half time. So dominant have they been in all areas of the pitch. Woking's front 3, their movement has caused all sorts of problems, and Aldershot just haven't got into the game at all.
Most certainly, and what a first half from Woking. Steve, I'll get your final thoughts on that first half, where it's fair to say big half-time team talk is needed from Tommy Witherington.
Understatement of the century. Yeah. Woking deserve everything they've got and probably more. As John said, they could be 4, 5, 6 up. Aldershot Town just have been second best in every area of the pitch. Woking have won all of the individual battles and collectively have been superior in every department. And you can say, maybe blame some of that on 6 changes, a lack of familiarity, a lack of cohesion, but senior players have made basic mistakes. Players who are normally good composed on the ball, good passing, particularly over short distances, and at times this afternoon they've not even been able to complete those simple passes. Aldershot Town have Barrett, Barham and Henry on the bench, but that's a mountain to climb even if they come on at the start of the second half. They're looking to maybe claw back 1 or 2 goals. 3 goals feels not insurmountable, but we're talking, I don't know, in football parlance, we're talking Liverpool in Istanbul, and Aldershot Town just haven't shown any sort of promise or suggestion that they've got that in them this afternoon. I hope to be proved wrong. The game needs something on the second half, otherwise it just fizzles out. But Aldershot Town have been absolutely awful. Big team talk is the least they need.
I heard it there from Steve again. A massive second half coming up for Aldershot. Real pride to play for again. It will be hurting at the moment. Woking 3 goals up, but and the Woking fans, smiles on faces around the Laithwaite Community Stadium, where it's the first half of this Easter Monday special in BBC Surrey. It is in Woking's favour so far. 3 goals up against Aldershot, half-time here at the Laithwaite Community Stadium.
Yeah, thanks to Tom, to John and to Steve. Full live second half commentary on our local derby, Bank Holiday Monday. Woking Aldershot. Woking 3 up. At 3, a reminder, the focus switching to the league below, Woking and Aldershot Town. 3 sides from our local area, Dorking, Worthing and Eastbourne Borough, all looking to get promoted. All have a chance of winning the league. It could be decided today. Worthing could end up as champions today. It would take a number of results for that to happen. We'll look at all of those permutations after 2:30. We'll keep an eye on Isthmian Premier as well, and we'll, of course, talk Formula One as well and other sporting stories.
This is what you fell in love with.
Lovely little turn. Shoots right footed.
This is original football.
And it's in! It's a brilliant goal!
On Saturday, it's Crystal Palace
Sends in the cross, and it's 2 goals in 4 minutes.
versus Aston Villa.
All his players run to celebrate with those fans.
The FA Cup semi-finals. This weekend, watch on iPlayer, listen on BBC Sounds.
It's the perfect start in the first half for the Cards as they try and get revenge for their FA Trophy semi-final defeat to Aldershot Town.
Andrews inside right, edge of the box, towards the back post. On a chance here, and it's in! Tariq Hines to the back post! What a start for Woking! It's lift off at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. Ball lifted in for the inside right edge of the box from Andrews. It dropped to Tariq Hines, who finished home into the bottom corner. John, perfect start for the Cards.
Yeah, brilliant start, as you say. Fantastic finish from Tariq Hines. He really kept his composure, got the ball, beautiful first touch, and drilled it low and hard into the bottom corner. Dream start for the Cards.
O'Brien gets there, drag back to Walker. Walker shot blocked. Moskoff, it's in! What a start for Woking! 13 minutes played, and Dan Moss doubles the Cards' advantage. Aldershot just not defending. Those direct balls thrown into the box. It broke to Dan Moss after Walker had a shot blocked. What a start for Woking. 30 minutes played. Woking to Aldershot Town 0. O'Brien turns it, now leaves it for Chickson. Chickson's delivery towards the back post. Hines off the outside the bar. It's in! Tariq Hines makes it 3-0 to get his second of the opening 80 minutes. This is an incredible start by Neil Larley's side, and Tariq Hines is on course to be the Derby Day hero. It's Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. It's only 80 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, that's how it stayed at half-time, despite Woking missing 2 or 3 other opportunities. They are out of sight, you'd think. Second half commentary to come. In our featured cricket, it is, of course, Sussex playing Surrey in another local derby at home. Sussex posting 435. Surrey passing that total 490 all out this morning. So it's the final day, this game heading for a draw. But what can Sussex do in the second innings where they're 14 without loss? So they're still 41 behind with 10 wickets remaining. Well, it's been another historic season for Farnham Town Football Club. You may remember they won the Combined Counties Premier Division title last season, going unbeaten in the league. 35 wins, 3 draws, no defeats all season. That saw Paul Johnson's side go up into Step 4, Isthmian South Central, and they duly won that League 2 this March with 6 games to spare. They're currently playing their final home game of the season right now at home to Hartley Whitney. Then at 3, they all get showered and shaved and will head to the town centre to get ready for an open-top bus ride through the town. And they're also going to be behind Farnham Rugby Club, who won their championship and promotion, and both therefore getting bus parades today. So just a bit of a warning, if you're near the Farnham area, Castle Street being shut at 2:30. It's then Farnham Rugby who will go first through the town at 3, and we're hopefully going to be live on the bus. We're going to try and bring one of the players, so that'll be a bit of fun after 3 o'clock for you. At 4 o'clock, Farnham Town will ride their bus at the top of Mead Lane, and they will then head towards Castle Street. If you want to see the buses, they go past Gostrey Meadows, up Downing Street, into Castle Street. There's food and drink there. and probably some speeches and so on. And then the event closes about 6 and the roads will reopen around 7:30. So a special day in the Surrey town of Farnham this afternoon. Meanwhile, fellow Surrey side FC Whiteleaf have had a remarkable 4th season since they reformed down in Parks football after going bust in 2021. Kelly Waters' team have won through to May's FA Vase final. They'll play at the home of football against Kent's Whitstable Town. That's before the Aldershot Spennymoor Vase trophy final, of course, later that day. On Good Friday, though, they were pipped by Redhill, who won the Combined Counties title with a goal in the 94th minute to beat Guildford City and to pip AFC Whiteleaf. It means Whiteleaf are now into the playoffs instead. Their owner and manager, Kelly Waters, spoke to our reporter, George Baines, after the game.
Jersey being deducted 3 points yesterday. So for us today, we needed Redhill to draw or lose and for us to win. And 94th minute at Redhill and it's 0-0. We think it's our day. We're seconds away from winning the championship. So a little bit gutted now that they got the winner in the last seconds and we'll finish second. So at the end of the day, we're pleased with that. It's a good season. And yeah, while we just about missed out today, we'll look forward to the playoffs.
A funny scenario, you could kind of take us through it, but the actual live table says you're third, but that doesn't reflect the points deduction that you mentioned there.
Yeah, so Jersey's points deduction, they said that will only occur on the league table when they complete the process and they have the right to appeal. So now we all have to wait and see if they appeal, do they win the appeal? If they don't, we'll finish second and play Fleet next week in the playoffs. If they appeal and win the appeal, we'll play Cobham, but the question now is how long will the appeal take and when will the games be played? Nobody knows.
No. At the moment you could be, you're not going to win it now, but you're basically going to be second or third, if that makes sense. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you. And with Rodney Arruti, he scored 2. Obviously, you had that break after the second leg at Andover. He scored 2 on a Tuesday night recently. Has he been here all season? He's obviously come in and contributed to the last few points as well.
No, he came in. It's probably about a month ago now. Okay. Came from Sevenoaks and knows a lot of our boys. Just started straight into the team, started doing well. Has been patient on the bench behind a very good squad, and when he's got his chances, he's taken them.
Yeah, as with a lot of the squad actually. Yeah. It's fair to say. Yeah. And then finally, you've been able to rotate the side an awful lot. New keeper in there, that's been probably the norm to change the cup. Could you have predicted with the strength and depth that you've got, this would be the status currently with everything that you'd be?
No, I think earlier on in the season we'd lost quite a few games compared to the others, and I think we looked higher up the table than we deserved to be because they had games in hand. So I think we always looked at that and said we've actually lost a few more games than them, and we're the ones who are going to have to chase it. And probably a week ago we thought third it is. And then last night, obviously, complete plot twist, and suddenly we're seconds away from winning it, which is a big surprise to us. So it's a weird one because we wouldn't have expected to be in that position even as of yesterday morning. And now it feels like a bit of a loss.
Well, we shall see. AFC Whiteleaf disappointed not to win the title, but they are going to Wembley and they could get through another promotion in the playoffs. Let's quickly talk some Formula 1. The players might be coming back out, so we may have to play you a little bit of this and the whole of it after 5. But we really wanted to do some Formula 1. A brilliant story with Oscar Piastri, of course, winning his 3rd race of the season in Saudi Arabia. He now leads the championship by 10 points ahead of Woking-based McLaren teammate Lando Norris. Harry Benjamin, Surrey Sam Bird and BBC's F1 correspondent Andrew Benson discussed the GP win and Piastri himself.
We've had 5 races now at 5 very different circuits and a pattern is very clear. The McLaren is the benchmark. It's always quick. It's always the pace setter, basically. But Red Bull, depending on the circuit, can compete with it, with Verstappen. Not with Tsunoda, obviously, but with Verstappen. Some tracks, they can't compete, and we saw that in Bahrain a week ago. But tracks like Jeddah, tracks like Suzuka, Melbourne, all basically quite quick circuits. Red Bull is in with a chance of competing with McLaren.
Let's talk about our race winner. Oscar Piastri, a superb drive from Piastri. He wasn't flustered at all by all the nonsense of turn one, lap one, kept his head, and we actually saw a bit more of him in this race than we saw in Bahrain, at least on the cameras that we get, on the feeds that we get. But again, it's been a brilliant triple header for Oscar Piastri. When you go back to Japan, third place, Bahrain taking the win, follow that up with another win again, not forgetting the win in China as well, and now the leader in the championship.
Yes, lots more to discuss on that. We'll hear that after 5 o'clock tonight. That is the F1 team, the full podcast, Checker Flag podcast, available on BBC Sounds right now. Let's go back then to the Laithwaite Community Stadium, where Woking lead Aldershot Town by 3-0. Your commentary team, Steve Gibbs, John Moore, and firstly, Tom Mitchell.
Thank you very much, Tim. So Woking are already out. I think Tommy Widrington still talking to his side at the moment. What a first half that was for Woking. Tariq Hines at the double. The Dan Moss goal sandwich in between that double too. And again, Woking were just relentless, but Aldershot couldn't handle them. A big half-time team talk was needed from Tommy Widrington, so we'll see what the reaction will be now the second half from Aldershot, Steve.
Yeah, they need to lift themselves up off the canvas. They've pretty much been third in the 2-horse race, and Aldershot Town faced a similar situation to this earlier in the season. Maybe they weren't quite 3-0 down, but Tommy said after the game, I didn't need to give a team talk. The players were throwing teacups at each other. The players will know. They're professional enough that they'll know how bad that first half performance was. So I'd hope that Tommy didn't even have to enter the dressing room, and we'll see a response. Senior professionals out there, led by Captain Aaron Jones, will hopefully be able to sort themselves out, because these players are better than they showed in the first half. A few tactical tweaks for Tommy. Next goal, obviously, goes without saying, is vital. If Aldershot Town can get it, they might find a way. If it's Woking's, then it's good night, Irene.
So the next goal, as Steve was saying, is absolutely massive here. Woking 3-0 up, second half, about to kick off. Jamie Andrews to get us underway in the sunshine here in Surrey. Woking shoot from right to left the second half. Coley goes direct from the off, headed away from Armitage, and Vincent, who had to come on for Chickson in the first half, will take the story here. A few yards in the Aldershot half again. Andrews is telling Vincent to direct it down the line towards Ashford. Volleyed away there from Armitage. Ball bouncing towards the centre circle. Header one from Moss. Now breaks it to Hines, inside right. Midway in the Aldershot half. Now square to Moss. Looks to go down the line, blocked there by Tyler Frost. And again, Aldershot can need a big reaction in the second half. But again, Woking straight away looking to get themselves on the front foot.
Yeah, I think Tommy will maybe wait 5-10 minutes to see if the players that started the game can get back into it, and that was a key plus point for him in Friday's come from behind draw against Sutton.
And a free kick to Aldershot was a long ball hit down the far side. It was a Coley and Hayley Gandor just tussling each other, and the free kick went in Aldershot's favour. Taken short by the men in yellow. Now back in the shots half. Here's Ellison, middle of that back three on the ball here. Ellison looks at that crossfield ball. Jones picks up inside, the offside flag up against him. That's what Aldershot need, although it was offside there. Spreading the play from the back three and trying to get the wing backs on the ball, especially Aaron Jones in good high positions like that.
Yeah, and particularly where Woking are playing a back three, and Frank Vincent, yes, he can play left back, but his instinct is attacking as well. And with both sides, the space in behind the wing backs, stretching those three central defenders out of position, there's got to be opportunities for both sides there. But certainly Aldershot Town need to dominate possession in the second half and exploit the space in behind those wing backs.
Free kick taken by Yaskalan, headed away from Armitage, bouncing towards halfway, knocked on by Thomas, volleyed from Macaulay, header in the air there by Tetek. Now drops it for Anderson inside the centre circle, prods it back into the Woking half. Dan Moss, Frost trying to close him down. Gandor coming towards Yaskalainen, but he has time just to launch it forwards at the first attempt. And Walker just loses his balance trying to get to it. And throw here for Woodhouse to take onto the chest of Tetek. Return to Woodhouse. Now he goes behind him to Ellison. Pop square to Armitage. Now Jones in a bit of space. Now square to the skipper. Jones cuts inside, but Ashford will get onto it. Trying to skip away from Jones now. Lays off to Andrews in the centre. Good tackle there from Anderson. Now it's Jermaine Anderson for Woking. Pokes it forwards, but a bit heavy from him. And now Armitage into the feet of Ryan Jones. Travels over halfway. On the far side, Jones out. Looks to play a ball in behind. Frost onto it. Frost low cross cleared away at the near post from Macaulay. That was promising there from Aldershot. More like it from them. 3 minutes gone the second half. And cleared away from Hines on the far side. And now here's Woking on the ball with Walker. Walker still holding it up. Walker. Now Ashford tries to turn on the far side, and that's out for a throw-in for Aldershot.
First time there, Tyler Frost getting down the left-hand side in behind the Woking defence. First time we've really seen Aldershot Town play with that freedom, that abandon, that chaos on the transition of being so lightning quick on the counter-attack and really stretching the opposition. They need to do more of that in the second half, because Woking did really well in the first half to contain Aldershot, not allow them. I said the front two of Gandor and Thomas had not worked at all, but that's partly because they hadn't been able to create any chances for them.
Ball up towards Gandor. Vincent gets across first. Now one back from Gandor on the right hand side against Vincent. Gandor tries a cross, well blocked there from Vincent on the recovery. And now Vincent gets it away. Header on from Ashford, but not in tandem there with Walker. So time for Woodhouse to get to the ball. Ashford coming towards him. Played just over halfway to Frost. Frost skips beyond Hines. Nice there from Tyler Frost. Frost now down left for Ryan Jones. Jones cross block from Macaulay. Still reels into the box. Moss fails to clear. Thomas holding it up left hand side the area on the byline, but tight space, manages to get a pass in, but a tame one and intercepted and cleared out the box from Dan Moss for an Aldershot throw just the front halfway.
Again, Tyler Frost getting in behind, getting to the byline, showing good promise. Not yet bearing fruit, but that's clearly been something that Aldershot Town have talked about at half time, to try and get particularly Tyler Frost down the left hand side in behind the Woking defence.
Ellison with the switch of play. Jones first time the attacking third. Aaron Jones receives it back inside the box. Aaron Jones dribbling. Jones goes down. Nothing given by the referee. Ball still bobbling around the area. Cleared out the box from Akinola. Walker coming towards it. Walker now holding it up against Armitage. O'Brien to Walker. Aldershot pressing high. Aggressive start from them in the second half. And now Vincent's clearance blocked. Here's Brian Jones, edge of the area shot, takes the deflection off Akinola and goes wide for a corner for Aldershot on the right.
Much better from Aldershot Town. They've started the quicker in the second half. Not yet managed a shot on target, not yet troubling Will Jaskalainen in the Woking goal, but steadily lifting it. Really promising signs from their visitors.
So corner for Aldershot to take on the right. Ryan Jones uses Tetek as the short option. Ryan Jones has it back. Infield. Keane Anderson out to Ryan Jones, facing up Vincent, overlapping on a Tetek. Now Hines closing Jones down. Jones now edge of the box, heading towards the byline. Now plays it into Tetek, who's infield. Now gets back into the area. One foot Hines on the right hand side of the box, and Hines manages to get a block on Tetek's cross. An easy claim there for Will Jaskalainen.
Excellent defensive play from Woking, not allowing Tetek or Jones space to get their cross in, and when Aldershot Town finally have to play it, it's deflected and easy for Jaskalainen. But it is crucial that the two key players for Aldershot Town in the first 6 minutes of this second half have been the wing-backs, Aaron Jones and Tyler Frost.
A good start from Aldershot in this second half. Frost now motoring down the far side, facing up Moss. Frost now chops it into the box. Here's Gandor. Gandor shot over the bar. Decent angle for him to try and get it on target. It was a little bit out wide, but still should be testing Will Jaskalainen from there. Yeah, and a shot from Gandor well over in the end.
Yeah, wasteful from Hadi Gandor. Good play again in the build-up from Aldershot Town, but yes, it was a tight angle. Maybe unlikely to score, but you've got to keep it down, keep it on target, make the goalkeeper make a save. Then you hope that maybe the ball pings off his hands and someone can follow up, or it hits a defender and goes in. If you don't hit the target, you can't hope that any of that is going to happen. I think that was wasteful for Hadi.
7 minutes into the second half, Woking 3, Aldershot 0. Tariq Hines with a double, Dan Moss in the first half. Listen to BBC Radio Surrey Easter Monday Sports Special. Later on at 3, updates Crawley Exeter, Crawley's battle for survival. Also action for the Nationally South Worthing against Dorking, Eastbourne at Salisbury. Vincent out to Ashford. Ashford across on left-hand side, volleyed away from Ellison. On as far as Andrews in the centre. The Aldershot half. Nice pirouette there from Andrews. He's inside left. Managing to come forwards, getting away from Ryan Jones. Jones put the tackle in, but Andrews still has it. Now Jones blocks the attempted cross there of the left boot of Jamie Andrews. Corner kick for Woking on the left-hand side.
Good tenacity from Ryan Jones to half win the ball back and then stick to his task and not allow Andrews to get the cross in. But as Aldershot Town inevitably commit bodies forward, look at their attacking options more than defensively, that's going to create opportunities for Woking to counter-attack as well.
Jamie Andrews, both arms up in the air, just giving the signals before he'll take this corner from left-hand side. So not to have Dale Gorman on the pitch and set pieces, but Andrews floats one in, flicked away at the back post, thinking of Woodhouse's head, and Walker just lets it run out for a Woking throw on the far side. Better start to the second half from Aldershot. Woking just need to manage it. And Jamie Andrews coming across towards the right-hand side. Some big games also later on the National League, down the bottom end of the league. And battle for survival really heating up. Braintree against Dagenham, certainly one of the standout ones, along with Willstone against Maidenhead. As Woking have a throw to take on the far side. Jamie Andrews in front of the visiting supporters, level the penalty area. Moves it into the box. Head away there from Woodhouse. Jermaine Anderson, square now. Jamie Andrews whips in a delivery. Again, Aldershot get it clear. And as far as Vincent in the centre, lifts it forwards and bounces back to Marcus Dewhurst. And here's a long ball forwards now from Aldershot. Down the far side is Tariq Hines. Hines now looking to drive forwards here for the Cards. Back here to Andrews. Walker holding it up. Now first time from Anderson. Well cut out there from Armitage. First time in the centre circle from Anderson. Gandor now. Square into the feet of Aaron Jones. Jones delivers towards the back post. Kwame Thomas gets to it on the left-hand side by the corner flag. Holds off Moss. And now here's Tetek on the ball. Woking just backing off for the time being, although of course they're on holding their 3-goal lead at the moment. Tetek square. Now crossing from Tyler Frost, too high there in the end at the back post for Aaron Jones. So 10 minutes into the second half. John, your thoughts on how this second half has started and Woking's approach to it so far?
Well, obviously Tommy Widrington's had a word with his team because they've come out all guns blazing and certainly performing a lot better, winning more second balls and finding more space. From a Woking perspective, you know, you're 3-0 up. Mentally, I think you take it a bit easier possibly, and I know Neil Hardy on the touchline here was very animated and, you know, reminding his team that the game is only half done. So it's very important that Woking pick it up, very important they don't drop deep, and very important they keep competing like they did in the first half.
So goal kick for Yasline to take again. As John was saying, Woking can't sit too deep despite being on 3-goal lead. Aldershot get one back, could be 2 in a flash again. Look at what Woking did on Friday. 2 goals in pretty quick succession. Goal kick taken, headed away there from Ellison. Headed on halfway from Moss. Flick from O'Brien now. Headed forward to Hines. Walker trying to take on the chest but bounces off it. Cleared from Woodhouse. Headed forward to Andrews. Now headed away from Ellison. Here's Aldershot in the centre circle. Planted forward. And now Aldershot away on the left, right hand side of box. Ball across the face of goal with Jack Barham putting the low cross in. Just coming on for Aldershot, but well grasped there from Ascalon. And again, first substitution made by Tommy Widrington. Barham, what impact do you think he'll make?
Exactly that. He will run the channels. Should dovetail really well with Kwame Thomas, the classic big man, little man partnership. I think I can see why Hadi Gandor was given the start. It hasn't really worked, probably through no fault of his own. He's barely had any supply. But Barham is in good goal-scoring form. And of course, we all remember what he did at the Ebb Stadium in the semi-final a few weeks ago.
Well, certainly, Tariq Hines wins the free kick in the centre. So it is the substitution made Hadi Gandor for Jack Barham. Let's see what impact he can make. And straight away, he looked at getting an assist in the centre, but well grasped from Yaskaline, low down that cross. Again, running that right channel. Try and stretch the play. Woking 3, Aldershot 0. Easter Monday special here. BBC Radio Surrey updates to come later on from the games between Crawley and Exeter. Big game for Crawley down the bottom. And National League South, things are really hotting up. 4 points in between the top 6, and half those teams are local teams, and Worthing against Dorking, and Eastbourne also at Salisbury. So free kick for Woking. Just approaching the 58th minute here at the Layfake Community Stadium. Andrews lifts it in. Walker trying to attack at the back post, tempted to keep it alive, stretched towards it, but just missed it in the end. Lewis Walker at the back post, goal kick for Aldershot, and still 3-0 to Woking.
Whereas in the first half, everything clicked for Woking. They were getting on the end of the balls in the penalty box, exploiting Aldershot Town's defensive weaknesses, showing a real clinical edge. That seems to have disappeared from their game early in the second half. There's been a few balls into the box. They haven't been able to get a red and white shirt on the end of it. Chances have gone begging, but it's Aldershot Town who are showing the greater cutting edge and threat in attack. They just need to get that key chance, one shot on goal.
Ryan Jones bursting forwards. Jones now to the left. Frost inside the area. Frost cuts in. Gives it Tetek, and Tetek. That was an extremely poor shot there. Whitbler's left foot leaning back, well over the bar. Nice build-up play from Aldershot, but sums up their afternoon so far. That's not the finishing touch.
No, they've shown much greater promise in the second half, but the final ball, the final shot, has been sorely lacking, and absolutely Dan Tetek, a really good, cultured, technical player. He should know better than to lean back, have to drag your left foot around the ball, and the only place that shot was going to end up from his body posture was somewhere in the Leslie Gosden stand. It was going nowhere near Will Jaskalainen's goal.
Spinny Jaskalainen releases the goal kick. Can't find Walker, headed away. Ellison head up into the air now. And Keane Anderson so heads towards the centre circle. Andrews and Jermaine Anson win their aerial duels. Now flick on from O'Brien to Walker. Walker on the stretch, can't find a teammate cleared from Aldershot. Now they work it to the left-hand side. Frost, who's looked bright at times this second half. Frost being doubled up on from Jermaine Anson and Dan Moss. Forced to play it back to Luca Woodhouse. Approaching the hour mark here at the Layfake Community Stadium. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Listen to BBC Radio Surrey on this Easter Monday sports special. Tackle came in there on the far side by Jermaine Anderson. Free kick to Aldershot was on Ryan Jones, and a yellow card shown to Jermaine Anderson. And I have to say, probably for views seen here, I can't really blame the referee for giving the yellow there.
I'm a little surprised at that, I must be honest. I thought, yes, it's a foul, but it was little more than a 50-50. And maybe Jermaine did something in the intricacies of the tackle that the referee took exception to, but I was slightly surprised that it was a yellow card. I'm not sure what John thinks.
I agree with Steve.
Free kick floated in towards the back post. Woodhouse has it down. Thomas holding it up. Square for Woodhouse. Edge of the box now. Wrong foot's Andrews. Woodhouse on the byline. Good block there from O'Brien. It deflects off. Woodhouse last, and that will be a goal kick to the Cards.
Once again, as we said already in this second half, Aldershot Town getting into good positions, dominating the ball, exerting the territorial pressure, but this Woking defence is standing up strong, and at the moment they're more than equal to anything Aldershot Town can throw at it. Tommy Widgington made one change, bringing on Jack Barham, one of his finishers. Wouldn't be surprised if one or both of Josh Barrett and James Henry are imminent. They need that little bit more creativity to unlock this Woking defence, and it's just not been there this afternoon yet.
Hines just behind halfway now. Moss direct down the far side, cleared away by Luca Woodhouse towards the Aldershot supporters. Throw for Woking, and Aldershot better team the second half, but just lacking that final product. Approaching the 62nd minute here at the Layfake Community Stadium. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0 on Derby Day. Walker flicks on from the throw, clear from Ellison. Thomas climbing to Akinola. Akinola wins that duel. Jermaine Anson dispossessing Thomas, but rolls in the centre circle just behind halfway for Andrews. To his left of Vincent. Vincent clips it now towards Walker. Walker on the stretch, just always bouncing away from him. And it will be a throw for Aldershot deep inside their half as the clouds are getting darker here at the Layfake Community Stadium. Wouldn't be surprised to see heavy rain shower very shortly. Can I imagine more subs will be happening soon. I do see Dion Kelly-Evans ready to come on for Woking. Thomas heads down the Aldershot throw. Jones pokes it to Keane Anderson whips over halfway. Vincent plays it back in the Aldershot territory. Keane Anderson meets it with his head away from Akinola. Now a volley on the turn there from Jamie Andrews, nowhere near finding Lewis Walker. Rolls up for an Aldershot throw on the right hand side.
Yeah, both teams preparing a substitution. Dion Kelly-Evans for Woking, and one of those Aldershot Town creative players, James Henry, in superb form, is coming on, and it looks like he's replacing the skipper, Aaron Jones. That will mean a tactical switch for Aldershot Town. Tyler Frost is coming over to the right wing back position directly to replace Jones. Ryan Jones, too many Joneses, is over on the left hand side, and James Henry takes the number 10 position behind Thomas and Barham.
We've got multiple Joneses, multiple Andersons on the pitch as well. Ball from Woodhouse intercepted by Jermaine Anderson of Woking. Here's Ashford holding up on the far side, pokes it to Andrews. Andrews clips it, searching for Hines, headed away. Here's Jermaine Anderson infield to Jamie Andrews in line with the centre circle. Dan Moss, nice pass to pick out Ashford inside right, now trying to slide through Hines, who's on a hat-trick by the way. Here's Woodhouse under pressure from Hines on the byline. Woodhouse has carried it out of play. The flag goes up for a corner kick for Woking on the left hand side. That was great pressure there.
It was absolutely superb from Tariq Hines. Luca Woodhouse was looking for an easy clearance, take the ball, clear your lines down the touchline. Hopefully Jack Barham could win it, but Hines had other ideas and has turned what could have been a Shots counter-attack into a Woking attack.
Corner kick for Woking on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side for Jamie Andrews to deliver. Just over 64 minutes played it on Derby Day at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. It's belonging to Woking so far, looking to get revenge on Aldershot for that FA Trophy semi-final a few weeks back. Andrews corner kick in and bounced off Woodhouse. I think that was for a corner kick again for Woking, this time on the opposite side. Dangerous delivery.
Yeah, Lewis Walker was sniffing around at the back post, and I'm not sure that the Aldershot Town defence cleared that by judgment or just smuggled it behind with a little bit of luck, but the end result is a second Woking corner, and whatever Woking make from this, it kills the game. It stops Aldershot Town building any momentum, and that's what the visitors would want as we go through the second half. They need to start setting up camp at the other end because we've only got 25 minutes left.
Jamie Andrews to deliver from the left hand side, drills it towards the back post and goes through everyone in the end and out for an Aldershot throw. Well, John, 25 minutes to go here at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. Again, Woking a little bit more attacking play in the last couple of minutes, but overall though still comfortable position in this game.
Yeah, so far so good. You know, Aldershot really have got nothing to lose, so they can really put numbers up there, I think, and go for it. I was slightly concerned when I thought Kelly Evans was going to come on for Woking, because I think all Woking fans will want to see the return of Matt Ward.
Most certainly, and again, Matt Ward, what an option now to bring on. He's been out for a fair bit since February. Picking up an ankle injury, and that's a heavy pass there to Tyler Frost, and the Woking fans certainly enjoy that missed control there by Tyler Frost on the right hand side. And again, Woking managing the game well despite Aldershot improving the second half, and it is Dion Kelly-Evans to come on for Woking in place of Aidan O'Brien, who's been very, very energetic today. And again, credit to Aidan O'Brien. So John, Dion Kelly-Evans is coming on, and for Aidan O'Brien too.
Yeah, I must say I'm surprised. I think O'Brien has played really, really well today. His best game in a Woking shirt. You know, he's worked hard, he's been a threat. And as I say, I'm slightly surprised that, 3-0 up, Woking are not looking to try and bring on someone like Matt Ward, who is, as we know, very direct and gives you goals.
So throw for Aldershot, throw for Woking here, just front halfway on the left, headed away by Armitage. Breaks here for Vincent. Kelly-Evans can't get to the poor layoff though from Vincent. Now Frost slashes it out to the left hand side. A good tackle there from Dan Moss. Well, he won the ball, but there was a bit of a follow through there on Ryan Jones. The Aldershot fans aren't impressed, and card's been flashed there towards Dan Moss, and couldn't quite catch what colour that was from this side.
No. Was Moss not booked in the first half?
Again, Dan Moss with the challenge there.
Unless the referee looks to be taking his time over this one. Maybe he's replaying the incident in his mind. And yeah, I think he won the ball. Sorry, off microphone, John has just said he thinks it's a fair challenge. It was physical, but in the follow-through, there was a coming together. But Moss won the ball a good while before Ryan Jones met Dan Moss. And now Marcus Dewhurst is getting a yellow card. Dewhurst is standing on the halfway line, the Aldershot Town goalkeeper. Clearly, he's been too vociferous in his protests at whatever he is aggrieved by, probably Moss's challenge. But yeah, Ryan Jones receiving treatment over on the left-hand side. Aldershot Town need to keep their heads. We're now midway through the second half. Yes, they've been better. Yes, they've dominated, but they've nowhere near created anything like it, anywhere near enough clear-cut chances. At the moment, Woking are still in cruise control.
So Neil Lally in conversation with Matt Ward. Substitution, that'll be music to Woking fans' ears, and still waiting for this throwing to be taken. But yeah, it looked like Dan Moss had won the ball, maybe a bit of a follow-through, but nothing certainly warranted a red card. So still Ryan Jones sitting down on the turf. It would have been a bit of a sore one for him to take there. And yes, still down here, Ryan Jones, out on the far side.
Yeah, he definitely got caught by Moss's follow-through, but that was because Ryan Jones was making his own physical challenge to try and win the ball. But the ball had long since gone. Moss won the ball cleanly, and then there was a coming together after the event, really. And just hope that Ryan Jones is able to continue, because he has been one of the few bright sparks in Aldershot Town's afternoon.
Yeah, most certainly, and I completely agree there, Steve. Certainly the first half, when things are getting really tough, he's the only one trying to create anything on the ball. Stretcher, it's on here for Ryan Jones. That's really concerning to see. And yeah, not a nice sight at all. And physio just bringing the stretcher now towards the far side. And Ryan Jones looks to be in discomfort here, and fortunately might have to come off on a stretcher with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, you wonder whether it's a foot injury, a broken metatarsal or something like that, where with modern football boots are so flimsy that the coming together of 2 feet can easily cause a stress fracture, an impact injury, and otherwise you'd think Ryan Jones would want to at the very least make his own way off, if not actually be able to continue. But yeah, he's on a stretcher in seemingly in great discomfort.
So 20 minutes to go here at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Real shame. Looks like Ryan Jones of Aldershot coming off on a stretcher after a challenge from Dan Moss. Matt Ward looking to come on very, very soon, I imagine, for Woking. And again now Ryan Jones to come off on a stretcher. Goals in the first half, double for Tariq Hines, with Dan Moss goal sandwiched in between that as well. And Ryan Jones now being taken off. A round of applause from the Aldershot supporters opposite to us. So yeah, really sad sight to see.
Yeah, and as we said before the game, any comparatively serious injury and you start to wonder whether that player will be fit for the end of the season, regardless of what that means for this afternoon. You just hope that it's maybe nothing more than bruising for Ryan Jones as Kai Corbett comes on as a direct replacement. A number 10 who has of late been playing in a wing-back position, but for me, nowhere near the creativity or quality of Ryan Jones.
Oh, certainly, and it's a throw here for Aldershot. Midway inside the Woking half on the far side. So Kai Corbett is on for the shots in place of Ryan Jones. It's going to be a fair bit of stoppage time. Actually, Woking now making a substitution themselves, and looks to be Dan Moss coming off here. Scored the second Woking goal. Some boost in the Aldershot fans after that challenge he made on Ryan Jones. It looked like he did win the ball first, and Matt Ward coming on which will get a huge roar from the Woking faithful. And great to see Matt Ward back on the pitch for the Cards. And John, again, Matt Ward, such a miss, and yeah, great to see him back on the pitch.
Yeah, really has been, a struggle for Woking without him. He gives you pace, he gives you directness. I was talking to his parents before the game, saying how gutted he was that he's been out for so long, but he's just bursting to get back. So let's hope he can turn it on today.
Here is Frost, just the front halfway, and now back here to Armitage. Goes long, volleyed away from Akinola. Ashford can't take on control, breaks here to Tete. Out to the left-hand side. And now ball chipped into the box. Head up in the air from Andrews. Head back in the box and cleared in the air from Andrews again. Flip further away from Akinola. Drops to Ward to get his first touchdown. Matt Ward looks to get himself going against Armitage. Ward using that pace of his. Goes down. No free kick given in Woking's favour. Throw for Aldershot. And now Aldershot just in front of halfway. Inside left. Nice football there. Now the rain's finally coming down. Shot edge of the box, blocked there from Jamie Andrews. And there is Anderson on the ball. And now Armitage for the shots. PR's in the Woking half. Direct ball. And the end couldn't find Jack Barham. Easily back with Will Jaskalainen. So again, Easter Monday special here on BBC Surrey and Sussex. Updates to come later from the games team. Crawley next to Crawley's fight for survival. And in the National League South, free kick to Woking for handball. Again, the other games, National League South, other local teams. Worthing against Dorking, what a clash that is. Only 4 points in between the top six, and Worthing, Dorking playing each other. And Eastbourne Borough involved in that pack as well, away at Salisbury. So again, fascinating action this afternoon. Certainly don't want to miss that. Updates from all those games from 3, and it's a free kick here for Woking just the front halfway.
Yeah, Aldershot Town have dominated the second half, but has Will Jaskalainen had a save to make? Have Aldershot Town fashioned a chance where you think, well, that's the sort of thing that we're looking for? For all of their possession, Woking have still been far too comfortable, and with 15 minutes left, albeit some injury time as well, Woking are pretty much done and dusted.
And it's headed off target there from Ashford. And Jamie Andrews stabbed in, free kick. Well off target. So quarter now to go at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. Easter Monday special on BBC Sussex and Surrey. And Woking are 3 goals to the good. All the goals in the first half. In the first 18 minutes, Hines with a double on the full back, and Dan Moss is now off the pitch, scoring the other. Aldershot trying to build down the right hand side. Heavy pass to Barham. Okoli spins away from Barham easily. Great strength there from Chinwike Okoli. And then it is a free kick for the Cards. And again, Okoli, he's been an absolute man mountain this afternoon.
He has. He's been absolutely superb, and just almost Jordan Pickford style. The England goalkeeper just knowing that the decision was coming and then just falling to the floor, not quite metaphorically clutching the ball to his chest, but to waste another couple of seconds, knowing that his team are probably 15 or so minutes away from a comprehensive and famous victory.
Ball comes to Okoli, looks over the top towards Ashford, just getting away from him. And then Dewhurst, who's on the yellow, away, just gets across left hand side of his box to collect. Woking getting closer and closer. They would have snapped your hand off to have this advantage. 3 goals up, just under quarter an hour left in the big derby. And Armitage skips inside. Walker did just clip him down, and some of the Keenan, some of the quick free kick for Aldershot to return to him by Dan Ellison. Now just over halfway by Luca Woodhouse. And here comes Corbett down the far side. Still Corbett looks to be pushing the back there from Ward. Great driving forwards there from Kai Corbett, and wins his side a free kick, edge of the box on the far side.
Yeah, yellow card for Ward, one of his first contributions back in a card shirt. I think Aldershot Town either in vain appealing for a penalty, it wasn't inside the penalty area, and then trying to take the free kick quickly, but the referee wanted time to set the ball, get out his magic spray to mark both the ball spot and where the wall should be. It's I would expect a shot from here, but it is wide of the penalty area by about a yard.
So free kick to be delivered in from the left-hand side. I do expect this one to be whipped in. 77.5 minutes played here. Layford Community Stadium, Woking in Dreamland. 3 goals up. Aldershot have improved the second half. Just haven't had that final product though. Low free kick comes in, flicked towards goal from Corbett, and Jaskalainen has to tip it behind. Again, low free kick from James Henry. Nice flick from Corbett.
Yeah, clever from James Henry. As with his assist for the equaliser against Sutton on Friday. Shaped to shoot, but in the end crossed it for Corbett, who's made a good impact since he came on.
Hines clears away. Henry's cross after the short corner. 12 minutes to go at the Layford Community Stadium. Easter Monday Sports Special on BBC Surrey and Sussex. Woking 3, Aldershot 0 in the opening game of the day. Kelly Evans over halfway on the left hand side. Vincent in front of him. Vincent's now used. Can Vincent get a ball in? Vincent looks towards the middle, can't find Ashford. Headed away, breaks here to Anderson inside of D. Jermaine Anderson. Gets on control, pokes it to Vincent. Anderson goes down. Vincent across the face of goal. No one there to turn it in the back post. Cleared away from Woodhouse, only as far as Andrews. Short to Vincent. Vincent drills it low. Cleared away at the near post. Kelly Evans heads it down to the ground, falls back to Kelly Evans, tries to lift it over the top of Dewhurst. Well, he did do that, but off target in the end. Goal kick to Aldershot, but finally a flurry of attack from Woking.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything particularly inspired in an attacking guise. The game was won for them in the first half, and I have to say, Jermaine Anderson picking himself up from inside the penalty area. The ball had gone, so I think the referee either didn't notice or felt he couldn't make a decision. There was a foul on Anderson in the penalty area as that ball pinged around, and as I speak, Manny Madger comes on for Aldershot Town. Big, imposing, strong central midfielder. Aldershot Town seemingly reluctant or unable to bring on Josh Barrett for a little bit of creativity.
First time from Henry, and Madger gets his first touch in the centre circle. Short to Armitage. Plays it square. Here is Madger. Now goes short. Aldershot just over halfway on the left. All played in field to Henry. Cleared forward to Madger. Now Akinola picks it up. Back to Kelly Evans. Tries to pick out Vincent, but intercepted there by the head of Kwame Thomas. And Woking 3 goals to the good. 10 minutes to go. Ian Nicholson now just joining us here. Ian, your thoughts so far on what has been an excellent afternoon for the Cards with 10 minutes to go?
Well, I think the first 20 minutes was all that Woking fans could have hoped for, really. It's just such a quick start, and since then it's been a bit more even, but without Aldershot really threatening too much. And I think Woking have really been up for this. Aldershot have struggled, and it's so far so good. It's a good day for Woking fans.
So throw here for the Cards. Dion Kelly Evans to take it down the left hand side, just over halfway. Bounce here to Ashford to try and hold up against Ellison. Madger gets across. Ashford still hang on to it. Great work there from Sam Ashford, and the challenge comes in by Ellison. Again, Sam Ashford excellent today, just holding the ball up. It's a throw here for the Shots, and it's a free kick here for the Shots, I should say, on halfway. So looks to be Henry leaving it now for Madger. Just under 9 minutes to go here at the Layford Community Stadium. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0 on this Easter Monday Sports Special on BBC Surrey and Sussex. It's Woking looking set to be victorious in the derby. Damage done the first half by a double from Tariq Hines, and Dan Moss also joining him on the score sheet. Henry Glyden filled his Madger. Updates to come later on from 3, Crawley Exeter, and then the National League South. Big competitive title race there. Worthing against Dorking and Salisbury against Eastbourne Borough are the big gains in that division. Lewis Walker tackle from Kai Corbett, though breaks here to Matt Ward down the far side, looking to get beyond this man, and wins the throw there for the Cards.
I think is that one of the big factors today has been, obviously Aldershot have rested a few, particularly up front, And Woking's, as per the previous game, Woking's lone players have come into play, and players like Aidan O'Brien and Sam Ashford and others have really made their mark, and that's made a big difference.
Well, volley there from Sam Ashford. Throw play to him, and took that quickly on the turn, and in the end, very easy for Dewhurst to claim. Now it's rolled from Dewhurst to Armitage. Space in the centre circle. Tete out towards Corbett. Ward stretching, interception there. Came off his toe end, his right boot, and then Corbett throws it behind him. Again, Woking and managed his second half very comfortably, but slight improvement in the Aldershot performance there inside left a moment with Tete. Here's Henry. Henry clips it, looking for Thomas over the top, and Okoli's across, and that is a goal kick to Woking. 7 minutes to go. Woking 3, Aldershot 0.
Even with the large improvement that we've seen from Aldershot Town in the second half, they've still not found the key, the code, whatever they need to break down this Woking defence. They've not troubled Will Jaskalainen virtually at all. They've not been able to find a way, as they so often have done, and now they're Tyler Foster's coming off, Maxi Mullins coming on, who played at centre-back on Friday against Sutton but has played the rest of the season as a striker, and it does look like Mullins is coming on to play a more defensive role, and maybe that just means Aldershot Town can commit another body forward, but at the moment it's too little, far too late.
Flick onto Ashford down the right hand side. Ashford now looking for options on the byline on the far side, tries to get round his man, does do so. Free kick given against Woking. Ashford went for a shot, tipped away from Dewhurst anyway, but again Sam Ashford just trying to jink his way in. Free kick given against him in the end, and someone who's said a few times as commentary worked his socks off up top today. And Ian, would you agree that Sam Ashford's performance been very good today up front, coming in for Ini Effiong?
Yes, just talking to a couple of people involved with the club at half time and saying, his goal scoring record isn't, he's not a 30 goal a season man, but his work rate and what he creates for other players is second to none, and you see that even in 85 minutes he's just still full of running, still being a nuisance, still got a lot of skill, and he often goes unheralded, but no, he's done very well. Big influence on the game.
5 minutes to go at the Laythwaite Community Stadium. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Aldershot just playing for pride now on Derby Day. Maja, change of pass with Henry, bit of heavy pass there from Henry, but Maja has it in the centre circle. Maja through the middle. Aldershot still in possession. It's a short square pass there from Barham out towards the right hand side. Is that foul getting away from Andrews? It is not. No, it was Armitage trying to get down the right hand side. No foul given against Andrews there, and it's a throw for Woking. Josh Sule to come on for Woking here, and it will be Frank Vincent making way here, and Woking now making the substitution. So here at the Laythwaite Community Stadium, Woking are 3 goals up against Aldershot. And welcome to our BBC Sussex listeners here in the Laythwaite Community Stadium. 4 minutes to go here, and Woking are 3 goals to good on Derby Day against Aldershot. Damage coming in the first 18 minutes. Tariq Hines with a double, playing it right back as well. It's certainly right himself into Woking history, getting the double, and Dan Moss scoring as well, coming back into the side. So Woking to make a substitution here. Sam Ashford making way for Dan Moss, and Sam Ashford has worked his socks off this afternoon, getting a really nice round of applause from the Woking crowd. And Josh Sule on, and Ian, Sam Ashford, he's been excellent today, and Josh Sule, great option to come on as well.
Yeah, Sam Ashford's been excellent, and what you don't want to see if you're a little bit tired as a defender is someone like Josh Sule come on with just 10 minutes, 5 minutes and a bit of added time to go. And I haven't seen a player with his pace at this level for a long time, so he's still learning, having come from the Isthmian League, but he is such a nuisance.
Ellison clears his lines down the right hand side, and cleared away from Akinlow. So 3 minutes to go here at the Laythwaite Community Stadium. 3 goals is the amount that Woking have. Again, Aldershot have improved those second half, just lacking that final product. And it's a bumper show on BBC Surrey and Sussex. Easter Monday sports special. Updates to come from 3 for Crawley Exeter there. Fight for survival, and then big battle. National League South at the top end. Worthing against Dorking, 4 points by way separating the top 6. So you've got Worthing against Dorking, where Rob Worrell will be there. And also Eastbourne Borough at Salisbury, where Kevin Anderson will be at that game. Do not want to miss that. Throw from Aldershot on the far side. Again, can they at least get a goal back the shots? Walker looks to come with the challenge and does win the tackle. Ball rolls out for an Aldershot throw. Again, Walker's work rate being superb. Made the tackle there on Armitage. So, throw back from Armitage to his goalkeeper, Dewhurst. 2 minutes remaining here at normal time at the Layford Community Stadium. Derby Day belonging to Woking, Porrin and Aldershot miracle.
A miracle will not be forthcoming. I can safely say, even on Easter Monday, there will be no resurrection.
Here's Corbett on the right-hand side. And in the end goes backwards. Did have an option infield of Dan Tetek now. Tetek on the ball. So Aldershot still building that inside left channel. Now ball switch towards Mullins. Controls it on his chest inside the box. Mullins on the byline. Cross flicks off Vincent. Loops up in the air. Clearance made from Anderson. Not the greatest clearance. And held up here from Henry. Now Henry just by the deep. Sets it up. And that's a really poor curling shot for Dan Tetek. Sums up Aldershot's afternoon as we now enter the final minute of normal time.
He's done that once this afternoon, Dan Tetek. You'd think he would have learnt. As I said then, I will say it now. He's a far better technical player than that finish shows. Yes, he's not a natural goal scorer. He's a creative, solid defensive midfielder. But the adage is, you pass the ball into the net. It's not some skill alien to every other player other than a striker. If you're a good passer of the ball, you can be a good goal scorer. Tetek is far better than those shots suggest.
Head away there from Ellison. Henry turns just behind halfway. Square in the centre circle to Manny Maja. Being chased down for Josh Asude. Nice turn there from Maja. Maja drags it back. Asude now wins the challenge in the centre circle. And there's a pull back there from Manny Maja. Again, Josh Asude, lightning quick. Excellent work rate. And Maja just caught Nappy on the ball. And a free kick for Woking in the centre circle.
That sums the afternoon up for me. Woking have been a yard quicker, a yard hungrier. Aldershot Town not playing with their usual pace and vigour and chaos. It's been all too predictable, too flat from Aldershot Town. And yes, huge credit to Woking. They thoroughly deserve this. They are at least one of the reasons why Aldershot Town have performed so badly. And unfortunately for Aldershot Town, we go into another 8 minutes of stoppage time. We had 8 minutes in the first half, 8 minutes at the end. I'm sure those Shots fans over on the far side just want to get back in their cars and head back over the border into Hampshire.
Yeah, they certainly wouldn't want to see 8 minutes. So Derby Day belonging to Woking here at Layford Community Stadium. Ball down the right hand side now. Anderson has it down for Hines. Back to Jermaine Anson. Forward pass blocked. Andrews heads it square to Hines. Hines on the stretch. Here's Ward. Short to Lewis Walker. First minute of stoppage time played. 7 to go. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Listen to BBC Radio, Sussex and Surrey. That's a lovely pass from Andrews to Vincent. Vincent left hand side of the box. Vincent shot. Great save from Dewhurst. And then cleared out the box there by Dan Ellison. Drops it to Hines, who's just a reminder, still on the hat trick. Anderson out to Ward. Matt Ward. Great seeing back on the pitch. But Ward loses the ball. And now Maja. Held up here from Thomas against Okoli. That's been a great battle this afternoon. Okoli's come up victorious in. One ball through the middle. Cleared on the bounce to the right foot. Dion Kelly-Evans. Now flicked on from Hines. Lewis Walker can't get to it. Time on the ball for Woodhouse. Square for Armitage. Short for Woodhouse. And now well tackled there from Asude in the centre circle. Now Asude driving down the right hand side, but good tackle there from Woodhouse on the cover. And there's Aldershot just behind halfway. Kai Corbett. Search for James Henry. Not enough on that. Header from Akinola. Back with Tetek in the centre circle. 2 minutes of the 8 of stoppage time played. Maja looking towards the right hand side, and again a really poor ball tempted out towards Max Mullins. And again, listen to BBC Radio Sussex and Surrey on the Easter Monday Sports Special. And updates to come this afternoon for 3 for Crawley Exeter. Gary Smith there. Crawley's battle for survival, 6 points in safety. Can they pull off the great escape? Then in the National League South, got Worthing against Dorking. Rob Worrell there. That's a huge game at the top end of the National League South. 4 points separating the top 6. Also got Kevin Anderson at Salisbury, where Eastbourne Borough there, fighting to try and get top themselves. Free kick here for Aldershot, just in front of halfway. James Henry, 2 taken. Aldershot's misery getting closer to being over. Just approaching now the 3rd minute of stoppage time being over. 5 to go. Another free kick for the Shots. Walker just caught his man Leighton Woodhouse. And free kick here to be taken inside left by the Shots. And again, Woking and managed his second half very comfortably here. As Aldershot now just preparing to put the free kick in. Can they at least register a goal? The Shots, something for their fans to shout about. Again, of course, they will be shouting on Wembley Way next month. One occasion that will be Aldershot's debut match at Wembley against Spennymoor Town in the FA Trophy final. Free kick comes in, headed away for Dion Kelly-Evans. Also got Whiteleaf in the FA Vars final for Aldershot play. They're playing Whitstable Town. Here's Henry driving down the inside right, approaching the box. Ball comes in, volleyed away from Walker. Ball still looping the box. Headed down there from Barham, and that's a free kick given against Aldershot. Tommy Widrington just turns away in frustration. Halfway into 8 minutes of stoppage time, and Steve, Aldershot's misery almost over.
Yeah, I think please just put us out of our misery. This game we could have all gone home after about 18 minutes, but you'd hope that Aldershot Town would at least make a game of it, at least let Woking think, okay, we were good in the first half, but then it became a hard-fought win. We had to really dig in. Okoli is still in pipe and slippers. He could almost have a smoking jacket on there. He's been so dominant, and that's been the same for pretty much every single Woking player. Yes, they've worked really hard, but Aldershot Town have looked lazy, lethargic, second best everywhere. There was no sense from Aldershot Town that this is one of the fiercest local derbies in non-league football.
Kelly Evans with the throw to Andrews. 5 minutes of the 8 played. Lewis Walker, Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. Damage done the first half. Double from Tariq Kynes, and Dan Moss joining him on the score sheet. And Jermaine Anson's pass intercepted from Tete. Came off his right foot and has trickled out for another throw to the Cards in the attacking third on the left. Kelly Evans to Vincent. Ball getting away from him. Yeah, just couldn't get that one under control there, Frank Vincent. Woking fans be happy to see Frank Vincent on the pitch. Been a lot of calls online, and particularly for him to get some more minutes. That's actually Dewhurst to take a goal kick here for Aldershot.
Yeah, Frank Vincent's a quality footballer. Versatile, good quality on the ball, always gives 100%. I think Aldershot Town enjoyed his loan spell at the Ebb Stadium when it came a couple of years ago, and certainly he's an asset to Neil Ardley as well.
So they're trying to get around Woodhouse. It was heavy touch from Masude, but came off Woodhouse last. Throw for Masude to take. Here's Ward. Can Woking get a fourth? Only 2 minutes of stoppage time left. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0. On Derby Day, cleared away though from the middle of the area there from Ellison from that cross, and Ward. Ball played down the inside left from Tete. And now attempted ball to Barham from Henry. Too heavy there from Henry to Barham. Really, big subs to come on, but again, they just haven't really got going, which is understandable sometimes when you come on as a sub, and certainly a game like this.
It is always difficult, absolutely. But there, James Henry overhitting a pass that 99 times out of 100 he would find a much better weight that Jack Barham would at least have a chance of picking up on before it rolled behind. It's been a horrible performance from Aldershot Town. Second best in every area, and yeah, they've got exactly what they've deserved.
Goal kick from Jaskalainen. 1 minute remaining here at the Layfake Community Stadium. Derby Day will belong to Woking. Can they maybe crown it off for the fourth, or can Aldershot maybe just add a little bit of pride and pull one back? Vincent being pressed there for Mullins, and Mullins puts a tackle in, but Vincent gets onto the ball, back to Jastelainen, left-hand side of his area, gets it clear. Over halfway, down this near side, headed inside from Armitage, drops here for Walker. Walker now gets across, Dejan Tete out to Ward. Is there one last attack for Woking to add a fourth? Ward now, right inside the box, Matt Ward. Can he add a returning goal? Ward, and it's a tackle on Matt Ward in the end, and that will be a corner kick for Woking on the far side. And again, a nice round of applause there for Matt Ward, and now just ticking down the seconds, 15 to go.
Yeah, that would really be the cherry on the icing on the cake for Woking, for Matt Ward to get a goal on his return from injury. But Woking ending the game as they would want it, not allowing Aldershot Town to build up a head of steam. Even one goal in injury time, the defence might get a bit nervy. You might think the comeback's not on, surely, is it? But no, Woking far too comfortable, and they're able to take their time over an attacking corner, and that's the story of the afternoon.
So Jamie Andrews has Jermaine Anson by his side, the short corner. Anson told up by the corner flag. There goes the final whistle. Derby Day belongs to the Cards. They get the revenge that they crave for. From the FA Trophy semi-final defeat. What a first half by the Cards. Tariq Hines with a double. He opened a scoring inside 3 minutes. Cross came in for Jamie Andrews on the inside right channel. Found Hines at the back post, smashed it across the face of goal into the back of net. 10 minutes later, Dan Moss double Woking's lead after Walker's shot was blocked, and Moss prodded it over the line. And then 5 minutes after that, on the 18th minute, Tariq Hines made it 3-0, getting his second. A volley at the back post from a delicious Adam Chickson cross off the onside the bar. Aldershot had some moments coming forwards, but ultimately they lacked that final product all day. It was a very comfortable second half for the Cards. Ian, what a derby day for Woking.
Yeah, what a derby day for Woking. Really all that the Woking fans would have hoped for. And if you can say one thing, the last two games between Aldershot and Woking have probably pushed the rivalry and up to a different level. And but today it was had to be about Woking coming back, and that they did really, really well, and actually in the end were pretty comfortable winners. And I have to say good luck to Aldershot at Wembley. Congratulations to them, because that was the last game. But for today it was about Woking, and well done Woking, and safety assured for next season.
Most certainly, and again that's absolutely massive for the Cards as well. Yet safety pretty much, yeah, you can say now all but assured, and Aldershot will most certainly stay up as well, Steve, but a day to forget for the Shots.
Absolutely, yeah. It's wonderful Woking, but unfortunately abject Aldershot, second best in every area, got exactly what they deserved. It could have been 5, 6, even more in that first half alone, and the only thing that Aldershot Town can cling to is that Woking have won this battle, but a couple of weeks ago Aldershot Town won the war, and hopefully they will go on to claim the spoils and the glory and the joy at Wembley. But yeah, this afternoon is an afternoon to forget, but huge credit to Neil Ardley. The impact that he's had has been little short of astonishing. I think he's now been in charge for half of Woking's league season up to this point, and the turnaround has just been amazing. And that's huge credit. I think this is the crowning glory of his impact, that tactically, technically, getting his players fired up for the derby, he's won over every metric, every possible conceivable measurement. Woking were superior this afternoon.
Most certainly. What a 3-0 win for Woking. They're next up against Eastleigh on Saturday. As for Aldershot, they'll look to put response in at Barnet, and they're looking to seal the title. But Woking now pretty much all but safe, and Aldershot will very likely pretty much secure safety as well, with that 7-point gap on the relegation zone with only 2 days to go. But yeah, Derby Day belongs to the Cards here at the Laythwaite Community Stadium as they just finished their lap of honour around the pitch to Woking players and staff. It's finished here at the Laythwaite Community Stadium. Woking 3, Aldershot Town 0.
Yeah, well done to Woking. Massive thanks to Tom Mitchell, to Steve Gibbs, to Ian Nicholson, and a little earlier to John Moore as well. Woking then, as it stands, up to 14th, with everyone about to kick off, of course, at 3 o'clock. They go above Aldershot, who, of course, have that great Wembley trip to come in May. We're going to have a record in a moment's time, then we're going around our 3 o'clock kick-offs. Let's drop in on the cricket. Day 4, Sussex playing Surrey. Adrian Harms.
Yes, we're very much heading towards a draw here at Hove. Tim, Sussex are 61 without loss in their second innings. It means they lead by 6 runs. All of that after Surrey were bowled out this morning for 490. They added exactly 100 runs this morning, but they lost 7 wickets in so doing. James Cole was picking up career's best figures of 5 for 108. Jayden Seales and Ollie Robinson also impressive for Sussex. 3 wickets for Seales, 2 for Ollie Robinson. So arrears of 55, and Sussex have cleared those arrears now. They're now 62 without loss, and barring something pretty dramatic here, it looks like we're heading for a draw. The floodlights are on. It's very chilly down here today, and it looks as if rain may not be that far away, but it looks like this game between these two old rivals is heading for a draw.
Wonderful, Adrian. Thank you. We're dropping on Adrian in about an hour's time, but you can hear ball by ball commentary, rain permitting, of course, on the BBC Sport website right now, himself and Mark Church calling what looks like being a draw. We're going round our featured games at 3 o'clock in a moment. So Woking winners this afternoon against Aldershot Town. What can Worthing and Dorking serve up? That's to come.